Well, I was listening to your opening there, and yes, this is a sort of choose your own adventure type game. So if you're old and ancient like me, in the 80s and the 90s, they came out with these books where it's like, hey, you read this sort of page, and then it's like, what do you choose to do? You can go to page 34 or go to page 99. What do you want to do? And so this is sort of in that spirit as sort of a choose your own adventure kind of game, except it's been updated in sort of like the in the sense of the internets and such. And yeah, so the game we're playing today, or the game that Allie has chosen, I gave her a couple of different options, is called Highlands, Deep Waters by Fernando B. Neves and Lucas Zaber, but hosted by Choice of Games. So this isn't by Choice of Games. Choice of Games themselves, or choiceofgames.com, hasn't necessarily purchased the rights or anything to this particular story. This is Fernando and Lucas. They're essentially using the same story system that they've got set up here. So you have sort of a multiple choice at the end of a few pages of reading, and it ends up branching off into completely different possible endings. And so it's a little bit old school in one sense, but it's I find them very fun. They're very interesting. I think I've played like 6 now, and I'm on my 7th one just starting, so it's pretty cool.
Right, the Jester one?
Yeah, the Jester one is basically what I'm doing. I was gonna stream that yesterday, but ended up having a doctor's appointment and stuff, so
yeah, that one's called The Fool or something, right?
The Fool, yeah, or Fool.
The Fool. Okay.
Yeah.
Fool.
So
Right.
which of course is the Jester. What would you like to be, sort of thing. So but yeah, so I'll just read the sort of introduction here that I've got written down. Once you purchase the game, for some reason you can't actually access the description without logging out or saving it, so I've
Make it make sense.
Yeah, exactly. So but yeah, so this is the synopsis, I suppose. While investigating a murder in a small Scottish town, you'll find yourself embroiled in a world of secrets, cultists, and abyssal horror. What are you willing to do to solve the case, and what will you do when you don't like the answer? Highlands, Deep Waters is a 340,000-word interactive horror novel by Fernando B. Neves and Lucas Zaper, where your choices control the story. It is entirely text-based, without graphics or sound effects, and fueled by the vast, unstoppable power of your imagination. Play as an insightful detective, a resourceful criminal, or a mysterious scholar. Gather and interpret clues with the deduction system. Will you solve the case? Face the hidden truths that derange your mind with the sanity system. A carefully crafted town including hand-drawn maps, unique history, and peculiar inhabitants. Play as male, female, gay or straight, the abyssal ones treat everyone just the same. And that is what we shall be playing today.
Very exciting. Yes, I chose because of the words abyssal horror. That really caught my eye.
Yeah, so I get the sense that this is a very like H.P. Lovecraftian, Cthulhu-esque horror story, and so that's my presumption anyway. Let me just so this is what they have on their website, kind of a tentacle monster-ish thing along the Scottish Isles type of thing. So it is, I think, sort of like a noir sort of detective story mixed with it. So I mean, that's kind of what Lovecraft was all about as well, if you've ever read any of his stuff. But yeah, it's I've played the games Call of Cthulhu, and they really do have quite a bit. The horror genre in writing is much more interesting to me than it is like watching movies and stuff, because I find like your imagination can populate a lot more of the the terrible, I guess, when it's written and everything like that, versus like what you can kind of trick people into visually. So I'm actually excited to read this, and it should be fun. So okay.
You had a dream once, and that old dream of yours, lost in the never-ending days of youth, passed Oh, youth past, the man on TV had been right all along. Global warming was a real thing. The melting of the polar ice caps was a catastrophic. God, I can't read. Was a catastrophe rather than just a theory. All this sooner than you or anyone else expected.
All good. And the tides came. Okay, so we're in an interesting world already. The whole world was drowning, and the highest of tides could be seen on the horizon, looming towards civilization. Your only chance was to keep looking for high ground and hope for the best. So here is our first couple of choices, the type of character we are, I think. The water would stop rising eventually is kind of your attitude, or it was pointless, you're kind of a hopeless derelict kind of thing, or it was all we could do, you're sort of trapped by fate. So that's kind of what I assume these choices are suggesting to us. So I'm gonna let Allie do most of the choosing here for the first bit, because I think it'd be interesting.
So when it says it was all we could do, does that mean, like, it says your only chance was to keep looking for high ground and hope for the best? And
So
I'm
sort of
saying
like your
that's all we
attitude.
could do there.
Yeah, it's kind of your attitude towards that situation. So it's gonna, whatever you choose tends to affect your character sheet in some way. So like, are you the constantly positive thinking person? In which case, the first one would be kind of makes more sense. The water would stop rising eventually. We'll be all right, kind of thing. Or are you the person who is like, we're screwed. We're so screwed. Holy crap, we're so screwed. Or are you sort of like just resigned to your fate, kind of things. Like, well, I'm just gonna roll with the punches. That's kind of like the way I get these choices.
Yeah, I would say the last one. It was all we could do.
There you go. All right, resigned to whatever we have to do to get the job done, kind of thing. All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you go.
You and your caravan, family, friends, and whoever else has joined you moved from place to place, always running from the coastline, which kept on getting closer and higher. There was a sense of urgency in your journey. The unfolded events and the places you went through followed a pattern that could only make sense in an oniric landscape. Nonetheless, you knew that there was no time.
There was never time. Time itself did not make sense. It needed to keep on moving. I need to keep on moving.
I feel like, my immediate response is I need to keep on moving.
Yeah, kind of be in survival mode.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yep, cool. In a rare moment of respite, when you were on your way to the peak of some mountain that your infant mind pictured as Everest, your caravan stopped, and you went to fill your canteen on what seemed to be a small lake. Someone warned you to be quick about it, for there was no way of knowing when the sea would reach you. Water was like fire, you thought, frightening in its essence. Do you want to just go back and forth, or?
Yeah. As you stood close to the brink of what, in the dream, you thought was all the remaining land in the world, you saw your reflection on the still water. You were a frightened girl.
Obviously. So yeah,
that's
so
what
again,
I'm gonna choose.
Yeah, obviously. So I mean, I usually play a dude. Like that's the way I am. So, and that's in virtually every game. So.
I would mix it up sometimes, like whatever, but
yeah. No, I've always had that thought in my head where it's like, nah, I'm a dude. I play a dude. It's like, but I mean, the great thing about this is like, whatever you want to play. That's they usually give you that option. So.
There's so many video games where the main character's a guy. So what does it matter?
It's fair. It's fair. It's fair. And behind it, the reflection of all the ones who came with you to this place, the ones who had survived. It felt for a moment as if the worst part had ended. We would rebuild civilization. This planet should not be called Earth anymore. The sea could not reach us now. Okay, interesting. So
I like the one that says this planet should not be called Earth anymore because it's so much water.
It's not dirt, it's water.
Yeah, there's not enough Earth. I mean, although Earth is already mostly water, so. I don't know.
There you go. There you go. Cool. Yeah, I'm good with it. Sounds fun.
Okay.
Cool.
It's a fun one. It never made much sense anyway. Then someone called for you. Was it your mother? The acute, desperate voice resembled hers, but you couldn't move. You barely could breathe. And then you realized, directing your eyes once more at the image on the water, it was no mere reflection, but yourself. You were the one being left behind. You were drowning like the rest of the world while someone or something was assuming your place, walking away with your caravan, leaving you to disappear under the endless waters. You woke up screaming, begging for it not to happen, the cold sweat running down your forehead. The dream had haunted you for days, weeks. The memory of it, however, as with any memory, eventually faded out. Time has passed.
Kind of had a nightmare that something
Sounds
other
like a
than
nightmare I'd
you
have.
took your place.
I'm one for nightmares. I have them all the time, so.
Yep, I've had quite a few. Now, you think about your current state of mind. That dream had been dark enough when you were a child, but life itself took you to some more mysterious places. At first, you worked with the police. Are you choosing a detective archetype? You started an illegal activity, started your archetype as a criminal, or focused on your studies and research. Your archetype is a scholar.
See, now this is the difficult part because, like, I know what I'd choose, like, in real life, but this is a character. What do I want to do?
Yeah. I always encourage at these large things, you don't have to, but sometimes like audience participation, what do you guys think we should do? You don't have to, but that's, you know.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, because, I mean, I could see myself choosing any one of them just because, like, I could see a fun path down any of them.
Yeah. See, my personal thing is usually I would go to detective, although I've had the criminal past myself, so if it was me in real life, maybe I would do the criminal thing. So I can see myself, and I've gone to college, so I mean I can see the scholar thing as well. So it's not they're all possibilities to me, and I'm fine with whatever. But
anybody in chat have any recommendations? What kind of archetype I should? Oh God. You know.
At least you're not saying Archie type.
Archie type, yeah.
The Archie
like
type.
Archie comics.
There you go. There you go. It's always a good time. Words are
kind
hard.
of. I'd like to think work with the police. I think.
Classic detective story.
Yeah, just because
I'm
like
good with it.
if I got to choose, that would be like such a fun thing to do.
Yeah, no, that sounds good, and
fiction.
it makes sense, and you know, for the story as well. So,
I
Cool.
think in real life I would choose like scholar or something, but, you know.
All right. So detective, final answer. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Get your.
You have learned many skills: how to interrogate suspects, to investigate crime scenes, and to set red herrings and actual clues apart. Even how to deal with explosives in your spare time. Nice. But then something happened. People died, as they often do.
So, did a case go wrong and you ended up leaving your colleagues behind? The bureaucracy just wasn't for you? The whole system is poo-poo? Or you could do better by yourself? So...
I'll tell you what I want to choose. I want to say the whole system's crap. What are you thinking?
Crap. Yeah, I can see that one. I can say what I would probably... My issue tends to be the bureaucracy thing, like the jumping through the hoops to do you know, justice kind of bothers me, where, you know, I get that that's in the ideal way is supposed to like protect people and stuff from abuse, but at the same time on a personal localized level it's like, okay, I don't really feel like jumping all that. Like, we know this guy's a bad dude and we should probably like bust his door in kind of thing. So, but I've watched a lot of action movies, so and therefore at some level, I think the whole system is probably poo poo as well.
Well, that's yeah. Yeah, that's why those two do kind of seem similar to me. But but of course the second one is just like saying it wasn't for me.
Right.
Which I guess kind of makes sense in that sense too. Like it works in some cases, but I just myself can't stand it or something.
Yeah.
I'll go with that second one. The bureaucracy just wasn't for you.
Sure. Okay. Sounds good. All right. You had a dream once. Oh, yeah. I don't remember which one it was. You had a dream once. More of a nightmare. Perhaps even a prophecy, as you might come to learn. Start the prologue, sublimation. So this is sort of basically just started the very fundamentals of your character at that level. So we'll start.
Does that affect our stats already then?
It probably will. So I'll show you guys. So in the top left here, we have show stats. We also have achievements that you can get depending on the different things that you actually attempt to do or fail to do as well. So so we'll see what their character sheet shows us. So you have no name yet, no surname.
I have 60 euros to my name.
Oh damn. And so yeah, so we can see so we can choose whether to look at the map. You can see what the different characters that we've met so far, whether or not we have any case notes, help information, that kind of thing. So I'm just curious about the map if we have anything.
Whoa, cool.
So yeah, so it looks like they've got quite
I love maps.
the Shazam there. But yeah.
That's so cool.
So Innervok 2006 apparently is where we're set. So
yeah. Okay, cool.
So we won't. So just because I know sometimes if you look at the character sheet a little too early, it might spoil a few things. Specifically the achievements. The achievements kind of does that as well. So let's. I would suggest going with the story for now, and then
look at minimum.
Return to the game. All right.
The prologue.
Sublimation. An old Gaelic saying. Enunciate your words.
One must always seek the moral high ground, else he is drowned in the sea of his decisions.
I like it. Well played. I'll let you continue.
Invernoch, June 2006. Scotland is beautifully paradoxical. As you walk around the lochside, the far-reaching Senloch stretching its waters between the surrounding Highlands, you pick up your phone and realize it's already 9:30. Despite being nighttime, the sky shines brightly over you. Look around.
An old couple, wrinkled hands held together, enters the house. An aged woman walks her retriever around. The wind sings in your ear. A calm atmosphere looms over the small town of Innervok. Invernoch. There we go. You walk to the front of the husband's retreat, from where you can hear a loud folk song. Curiously, just across the street, there is the town's church, its pointy architecture protruding amidst the flats and shops. More and more possible paradoxes. It is the husband's retreat that you were requested to meet an unknown man about a murder case, his sister's murder case. Have you ever heard of this pub before? Yes, I am a Scottish local, or never heard of it, as I am a foreigner. So we can play a foreigner.
Oh!
So we don't have to pretend to speak Scottish this whole time.
Yeah, we can be a foreigner, and then, if we have to do dialogue for Scottish people, it'll be less.
It'll be punctuated rather than constantly disappointing for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
You have never heard of the husband's retreat, but it is pretty much similar to the other pubs you've been to. Loud music, laughing folks, expensive booze, it's all there.
It's true. Especially nowadays.
Mhm.
Like $7 to $10 for one shot.
Oof, yeah.
Brutal. You walk between the wooden tables surrounded by loud men who energetically drink their fill. The bartender, a bald, chubby figure, hey, I take resemblance of this fact, stops to look at you. Pointing at the casks of beer and cider, he then asks, "A wee lassie over here. What can I do for you?"
That was good.
Survey your surroundings or answer him. Are you gonna talk to the guy? Or...
I would answer him, I guess.
Yeah. It's rude to just ignore a Scotsman. At least it's actually sort of phonetic in the text, which is kind of helping me to pretend to be a Scottish accent. Otherwise, I wouldn't have any idea
true.
how to say it.
That is helpful.
So, all right.
You look at the bartender who smiles curiously at you, and then you answer, "Any beer will do. Do you have tedits?" "No, thank you, maybe later." Oh, wait. So, is the second one asking for us to, like, if we can stay there?
Yeah, I presume that's to have a room.
And I have to spend money?
And we only have what? Do we say $60?
60.
Yeah, $60 to our name. Yikes.
I mean, I think finding a place to stay is more important than having a beer, but I'm also like, what if the Scottish people want me to, they're gonna think I'm funny because I'm not drinking anything in the bar. I'm already overthinking it.
I mean, you are here just to meet somebody, so I mean, it's a legitimate thing to say, I might get something after, but you're counting your pennies, so I mean, it's up to you, whatever you...
Yeah. I'll take a beer.
All right, any beer will do. There you go. So, there you go. You're not from here, are you? And are you like this wee bit of... oh my god, I have to admit, I don't even know what it's saying.
It's hard to read.
And are you like this wee bit of your tune? Good enough. I literally don't know what he's saying.
There you go. You're not from here.
You're not from here.
Yeah.
Are you? Are you?
And are you like...
Wee bit of a tune. Oh, town. So it's like, how are you liking this little town?
Okay.
How good? I don't know what that last bit is. Nah.
Hey, good night. Oh, it says have a good night.
Oh, have a good night. I don't know. I don't know. That's great. He says, and you have a hard time understanding his words. Accurate. Really? Are you sure? Are you sure? Regardless, you leave the bartender with your fresh pint of beer, wander amidst the tables.
We don't drink the beer.
I assume.
Wait, okay.
Yeah. You leave with your fresh, so you have a pint with you.
Oh, you leave it with it. You don't leave them
right.
with it.
That's right. No, it's like, I'm gonna buy a beer, and then because I don't understand you, I don't know if you yelled at me, so I left.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. I'll let you go.
I understand now. Alex Patterson, the email had read, described himself as an average height, blonde hair, and blue eyes. It would be easy if he were not describing half of the Scottish population as well.
True story.
Soon you catch a man in his early 30s sitting only by himself at the corner of the husband's retreat. His blonde hair cleanly shaven, his skin reddened, his eyes wandering from his finished pint to every table in the pub. He has probably noticed you already. His countenance shifts as he exchanges looks with you. His apparent sadness turns into a kind of excitement. He corrects his posture and offers you a seat just across the table. Please sit down. I'm happy to see that you've come. That didn't look super Scottish.
That's all right. Thanks.
No, just like they didn't write it funny.
Yeah. So maybe he's just like more anglicized, I guess.
Yeah. Uh, thanks. Sit at the table. Sit at the table cautiously. I don't trust him. Who are you really? Your name's not enough.
Well, that's rude.
Mm.
Are we a rude, hardened detective, or are we a friendly, you know?
I mean, considering why we left the because the bureaucracy and everything, I kind of feel like we'd be hardened at this point. And my first reaction was like, who the heck is this guy? Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So I was thinking the last one.
All right.
Who are you really? Your name's not enough. Tell me more. Give me the information I need.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Particularly bothered by your tone, he sighs and looks at his empty glass. There's no need for that. The name's Alexander. Alexander Patterson, the man who contacted you. As I've written, my sister was... She was killed a few months back, and I need your help. What should I call you? Sarah, Emma, Alice, Marie, or of course we can make our own.
I'll choose Emma. That was in one of the books I was reading recently.
All right. Emma. Sounds good.
You swallow the beer, the cold alcohol hits your stomach and softens your mind. A cheerful laughter bursts from the table next to you. You realize that, even if you were shouting at each other, no one would pay attention to the nature of the conversation you're having with Alexander. To choose this pub at this time, he must know his way around. How did you know about me? Who gave you my email? Explain yourself. I'm not going to be rude to him a second time. I feel like the first two are pretty similar. Just second one's more specific. Who gave you my email? Like, who's your contact?
Right, right.
I would like to know that.
So the who?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Unless you want to argue a different one at any point.
No, I think you're right. I think this one's a little bit more generic where he can kind of fill in the blank, but if you're actually asking a specific question, a detective would probably ask something specific, not, opaque. So I like it. Someone I knew as an officer in Glasgow. This person told me that you had helped him with some cases back then. Well, to tell you the truth, police have already given up on this, and I need someone like you. What do you call it? Are we a private investigator, a detective, a nosy bastard?
That's funny.
I like that.
I feel like I would still call myself a detective.
Something professional anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not like a nosy person by nature. Like we didn't come here to meet this guy just because we were curious.
Right, exactly. It's like just because we got an email, it's like, no, you probably emailed us because we have some sort of credential.
There's a
whether
job.
That's a PI or you're actually still So you think a detective still?
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe.
I'm fine.
Which one do you like better? Investigator, detective.
I'm always about the private investigator thing. So don't necessarily choose off me. I just like the idea of being a PI where I can say I'm a nosy bastard, but I have a credential behind it.
Yeah, that's fair. We can do private investigator.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I mean, it's also kind of feels more correct because I'm not with the police anymore.
Right. Yeah.
I feel like I won't get in trouble. I'm not impersonating.
And I feel like you can get more out of being a PI than a detective sometimes. I mean, you kind
That's true.
One way or the other, where it's like,
because you're not.
I'm not talking to a stupid cop. Whereas well, actually, I'm not a cop. I used to be a cop, but screw those guys. I ditched them as well.
So. I'm one of you.
Yeah. So PI.
Yeah.
All right.
You drink from your pint, and the slightly bitter taste of Tennant's calms you down. Oh, that's a brand?
I guess.
You stare at Alexander's anxious blue eyes and say, "Who's this officer that told you about me? You'll have to be a little more specific, or I want names.
Start interrogating him right there and there.
Yeah, I don't think it's time to
It's
do
like,
that.
dude, I'm hiring you. Relax.
I would think I would just say, who's the officer that told you about me?
Sure, sounds good. He twists his lip and grabs his glass, clearly nervous. He sighs again and looks at you frankly. She's called Olivia, Sergeant Olivia Urquhart, I guess. She told me about one affair involving a pedophile ring in Glasgow. You know, you helped him out, the police. She told me you're trustworthy, and even more than that, you're good at what you do. You do remember Sergeant Urquhart. Wow, I don't know why I can't say that. We worked together
I've
on
never seen that name before.
Yeah, Urquhart. Urquhart, maybe? I don't know. We worked together on a complicated case. I still have her number from the night we spent together. Oh my.
All right.
They don't give you many choices on this one. Just
I don't know. The second one, maybe we're just assuming something.
maybe. I'm assuming they're assuming that we'll assume, so.
Yeah. It wasn't just a stakeout.
That's right.
I'm gonna say the first one.
That sounds good.
That's funny.
Sheesh.
Just two options. Good luck.
Right? It's like there's no other. Okay, whatever.
She was a woman in her late 20s, competent and firm. You knew her because of this affair in Glasgow a few years back. You had needed an inside person almost as desperately as they needed an external source of help. You still have Sergeant Urquhart's number. You take another gulp as you remember the case, and another gulp as you recall the photos of the abused Glaswegian children. Do you have any other question? I don't know. What do you want to know? Alexander asks you, his voice shaking amidst the clatter and chatter over the pub. I forgot. I didn't know who I was reading as.
That's fine. If you want, like, I can do the male voices. If you want to do the female voices, we can do it that way.
Yeah.
It's up to you. It doesn't really matter to me, but
I don't know.
It makes it weird to punctuate sometimes, so I get why. Yeah, we don't have to if you don't want to.
Why are you so interested in your sister's murder? I assume you have tried to contact the police before coming to me. Seemed quite jumpy. Why? There's a lot of options.
Yeah.
Tell me about your sister, the story of how she died. Just tell me what happened. Let's get on with it. Oh my gosh. The first question is kind of a dumb question.
Yeah.
I do want to know why he's jumpy, because I'm like, is there something that he knows that makes him feel threatened about the, like, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah. I kind of also just want to ask him, like, what happened? Like, tell me about your sister. How'd she die?
Yeah, I like the idea of, like, getting a little bit more information from him before we just get the story. So, I mean, why is he jumpy? Like, just getting more background on the guy. That sounds fine for me. This one works as well for me. Like, I assume we've tried to contact the police, but he's already kind of said that, so it seems like unnecessary to beat a dead horse.
I forgot about the part where it says move on after. So yeah, we should say why you're jumpy first.
Why are you so sketchy, bud? He sighs, a stress almost tangible affecting the entirety of his muscles. Maybe I just need another pint. I don't know. Tell you what, it's just unnerving to know that after all these months, someone could actually help me out. He seems to be sincere about that, you think. He looks at you impatiently, waiting. Why are you so interested in blah, blah, blah? Okay, so just a couple other ones. So it's the same ones from before.
Yeah. Well then, I mean, if we ask him why he's interested in his sister's murder, I don't think he's gonna give us super important information yet. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I think moving on, because it does sound like he's a little impatient, and
Yeah.
So get the story out of them kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Lay it on me.
So what? Tell me about your sister.
Yeah,
And
not the
story
next
about
one.
it. Yeah. That's a little.
Just tell me what happened.
Just get on with it. All right.
Alexander cleans his sweaty forehead with the back of his hand. So, fuck, can I have another pint before that? It'll get me on with the story. He eyes you frankly as if longing for your permission. Well, of course, go on, do as you please. Do you really need to drink before that? I need you sober to tell me the story correctly. I prefer if you just say where you are. Stay where you are.
Hmm.
I guess I'd say just say do as you please.
Makes sense.
We're in a pub.
We are in a pub. It's like, yeah, you need a drink. You need a drink, bub.
Right, just a sec. Alexander stands up and walks to the counter, where many other men chat, laugh, and drink. For long, he is back with another pint of Murphy's.
Murphy's. Okay, so that tenant thing was the actual brand that we were gonna ask for, not to actually be a tenant at the pub, which I had no idea. So,
Yep.
good to know. Another burst of vibrant laughter erupts from a table nearby. Drunk old men pounding at the table. Okay, I'll try to stick to the important bits. Do you have a notebook or something like that on you? You nod and tap your personal notebook in your pocket. You can access the case notes on the menu. This section contains information you've collected regarding the current investigation. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of why I want to wait, because usually they'll prompt us to access it in the first place. I just noticed you actually had a paper. It's like, what the hell? Just I could just see you cosplaying this now, like a detective, like you know, the great mouse detectives get up or whatever. You know, Sherlock Holmes.
I have a hat.
There you go.
That would
there
work.
You go.
Next time.
So I'm just gonna open this up very quick just to see case notes, right? See what it looks like. Alexander hasn't told you all the details about the case yet. Go back. Okay, so just to let you know.
It's a great bit of help, that is.
Right? At least it's kind of, we know where it is in any case. So let's get down to this. My sister, Joanne Patterson, now McLeod, married a man 9 years ago, Gordon McLeod. They moved to this town after he got himself a job as a GP, the local clinic here, called Ivernock Practice. Well, before that, they used to live in Dundee, as Joanne moved here for uni. Don't know myself about Gordon, as for why he was in Dundee in the first place. You want me to just keep going?
No, I'll read it.
Fair enough.
He always seemed to be the friendly kind of man, you know. Quite altruistic, and folks the community here liked him. Our family had no issues with him marrying Joanne. As far as I'm aware, they never attacked each other, you know, physically, and never had major arguments. My sister seemed to be happy with the marriage.
Yeah, go ahead. You're fine. You're good.
So, about Jo herself, she graduated in law, but she got a 2 degree. You know, it's not that bad, but it got deeply under her skin. Never really got herself a job, and got really depressed after her graduation. I think she eventually accepted the idea to maintain the housewife lifestyle, I guess. Can't say she was fully happy with that. But her love for Gordon seemed more important to her. She persevered. He drinks from his glass, the black beer keeping his anxiety at bay. So, any questions so far? Or may I go on? Gordon and Joanne, how did they meet each other? How did Gordon get a job here in Invernock? No marriage issues. Please do proceed. I wish we had like he told us something like, um, like who does he think maybe did this? Because like then I would have like maybe like some kind of basis. But right now I'm like, Gordon and Joanne, how did they meet each other? Like, is that even relevant? Like, is it
Yeah, I would
possible?
like from a detective point of view in my mind, like asking about marriage issues at all, saying like he already mentioned that they never hit each other, but like any
Right.
sort of backup to that, like, okay, well, they might not have hit each other, but did they argue enough? Like, was there financial issues, that kind of stuff?
He said they didn't have big arguments, any major arguments or something like that.
Right,
But
right.
he's bringing it up, which makes me think that it's relevant when
Yeah,
he's.
exactly. Like it sounds like he's trying to hedge you off at the pass type of thing, right? So it's like, really? No. And again, to me, almost everybody has marriage issues. So it's actually weird that there's no
Right.
fight and stuff.
That's always a story. They were the perfect couple. How did this happen? Right. So
Right. You'll
yeah.
probably get pissed off at us asking, but I mean, it's not a bad. I don't know. That would be my choice, but again, it's up to you.
I kind of want to know how they met.
Sure. No, I mean, I think that's a good idea too. Final answer? Sounds good? All right. Alexander scratches his chin and looks vaguely at the wall behind you. I think it was during uni, a gig they went to or something. Maybe a party? I can't quite recall exactly. I do remember that there was this event that she was in the second year, that's it. How did Gordon get a job here in Invernock? No marriage issues. Okay.
Okay, I guess we can ask about marriage issues now. Well, he seems to be quite defensive about something, but as you keep staring at him, he shrugs off and eyes you sincerely. I don't think this has anything to do with the story, but you're the detective here, I suppose. Jo got pregnant when they were recently married, and she freaked out on that. She had an abortion, and since then, this matter of having a child was quite hard on their marriage. Jo told me it was because she wasn't prepared, but I think she was 23 or 24 at the time. Well, she. That's pretty young. So, I mean. How did Gorgon get a job here at Invernog? We could still ask that, or we could proceed.
Got pregnant.
I mean, I don't know, because I don't play these. I don't see an issue with asking all the questions.
Yeah, no, I think it's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just kind of reading this for my own sort of
Gotcha.
curiosity. Is like, it's a little weird that she would have had an abortion. Like the fact that she freaked out about it. Anyway, I'm more like, a little sus.
It is.
But yeah, I think it's fine to ask about Gordon getting the job.
Okay.
Beats me. I'm an engineer. Know nothing about how medics get to work here. But she told me before they moved here that he got this offer, and they paid quite well for it. We only have one clinic here, so the Invernock practice. So you could try to speak Dr. Young. You could try speaking to Dr. Young there. Ooh. It is on Doyle Street, number 10. Please do proceed, I guess.
Well, yeah. Then they moved here to Invernock. Gordon kept working as a GP during these 9 years, and Jo kept herself in the house. She got herself with one of her neighbors, a woman she got friends with one of her neighbors, a woman she called Jessica Sunderland. I've got the address written for you. It's in the folder. Well, and here they kept their life, traveling back to Dundee or up to Glasgow now and then to visit people, to do things back in the real world. Joanne and I were born here in Invernock, but it was more than a decade since she left this place. She lost touch with most of her friends. A somber tone engulfs his voice. Then that happened. Alexander's countenance darkens as if possessed by a ghost. He grasps his pint of Murphy's and swallows what rested of the beer. He breathes out as he pounds the empty glass on the table. Keep silent. Easy on that booze, mate. Do you want me to fetch another one? Go easy on yourself. My first reaction is go easy on yourself.
My first reaction is people who are drunk tell the truth more, so let's get him another one.
You're not wrong.
Let's grease those wheels some more, but anyway, it's up to you.
You're not wrong.
I suppose it depends on how you want to morally weigh that.
Oh, I don't care. I want to get the information out of him so we can get him another.
Why not? I think one more. We don't want to get him like plastered and so we can't get anything out of him, but one more beer should be fine.
He should be able to handle one more beer. It'll be fine.
Come on. All right, let's feed him another one. Another one. You get 3. You get it.
His first reaction seems to be a yes, but he closes his mouth just as quickly as he opened it, changing his mind. No, I need to get to the point. He takes a deep breath before continuing. February the 3rd this year, almost 5 months ago. Jessica, that's the neighbor, heard a loud thump by my sister's house around 2 a.m. I went to see what it was. She discovered Gordon's body smashed outside the house. He had apparently jumped out of the upper window and killed himself. When police forced their entry into the house, they found my sister lying dead on their bed, still dressed in her nightgown. A kitchen knife was buried in her belly. Alexander covers his face with his shaky hands, and for a while, you don't know whether he's crying. You wonder if it would be valuable to ask him questions right now. Around you, the cheerful mood contrasts with the nature of this conversation. Ooh. Remain silent. That's messed up. Upper window. I'll find out the truth about this. It feels weird to suddenly jump into, I'll find out the truth about this.
Yeah, that's a little out of character.
Yeah.
I think remaining silent and letting him
continue
think things over is fine. Prodding him might be counterproductive. I don't know. Like, if I were to do that, I would say the upper window. Like, just, that's where he jumped kind of thing. But as in, like, how, I guess my thought process would be like, how many stories was it? Like, was it just the second window? Because, I mean, you can die from jumping off a second story balcony kind of thing, but
right,
a little odd.
You could also live.
You can easily live. Like,
yeah,
you could get truly fucked up. Yeah. But yeah, it's also, anyway, I'm thinking like murder suicide doesn't tend to be a, yeah, anyway. What you thinking?
I'm thinking either remain silent or upper window.
I'm thinking remaining silent might get us better empathetic, like let him stew kind of thing and go on his own pace.
Just let him, go at his own pace, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. After a while, he apparently gets a hold of himself. So, I really don't know much besides that. Police went and came. Their house remained as a crime scene for quite a long time. I've tried to keep it as it was since the police left. Haven't rented it or anything. There still might be, I don't know, something in there. He grabs a folder and hands it to you. Here are the files I've collected over the past months. There's probably going to be something useful in there. I'm not fucking capable of doing this myself. You received Alexander's files. Anything else you think is important? Can I have the keys to Joanne's house? That'll cost you money, you know. I'll look into that, be assured. I mean, probably a good idea to have... the keys, maybe? I don't know. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, keys. Anything else you think is important? I mean, I would like him to explain to us, you know, why he thinks this isn't an open shut case, right? Or like, what if he has an idea of what really happened?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I guess the interesting thing to me is that it was open for several months in the first place. Like, usually a case like this seems pretty, unless the police have something more that suggests that it wasn't just a murder-suicide type of thing. Mm-hmm. It's pretty unusual to keep the case open for multiple months. I mean, so far as I know,
if we have his files, then maybe we don't really need to ask him anything else right now.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. Let's see. All right, we can continue.
No worries. So yeah, do you think asking for the keys to the house might be okay?
Mm-hmm. Moving on.
Yeah, and then we'll see.
Have his files.
We'll see if we have anything else. Obviously, if there's anything important, then he probably would have put it into the files. But
so, when do you think we should look at the files?
I can do it right away here. I gave it to you. It's in the It's in the folder. Just open it up here, please.
Just don't open it up here.
Oh,
please.
just don't open it up here. Oh. I actually want to see if we could just open it.
Right? Would they be like, will we get like something bad for opening it anyway?
Be good time. I mean, we can ask him if there's anything else that's important. Like,
I don't think it'll hurt, I guess.
Like, are you being hunted by people? Or the police,
right?
you know,
yeah, do you feel
tailing
like you're being
you?
Watched?
Yeah, who knows? I don't know.
Or are you so shifty?
Exactly. There's got to be a reason why he's all exactly shifty. It's a good word.
Alexander ponders over your question and thinks to himself. He tries to take the empty glass on the table, but accidentally drops it on the floor. The screech of shattering glass makes you two an attraction for the whole pub in a few seconds, or for a few seconds. The bartender quickly comes to the rescue, armed with a broom. Let me help with that. Sorry about that. My friend is a bit of a drunk. Remain quiet. I feel like I would just say sorry about that.
Works for me.
Why it seems like a simple question, like why have so many options?
Don't you worry about it, It happens all the time, says the bartender, handling the situation with expertise. You and Alexander keep quiet until he finishes cleaning it and returns to the counter. After the initial outburst, things immediately settle down, and people go back to their own business. Alexander feels comfortable to speak again. I don't know. Tried to contact old friends, family, even folks who graduated with Joe and Gordon. Fucking nothing. That'll cost you money, you know.
Imagine we just follow that up with. That'll cost you money, by the way.
Oh, nobody wants to have you. By the way, money? Yes, please. Thank you. I'll look into that. I'll be assured.
Yeah. I'm not going to bring up money right now.
No, that's kind of a, it's look, have a little class.
I'd like to assume that he knows that he's gonna have to pay us and he's willing to, and if he doesn't, I'm just gonna steal his wallet.
There you go. Hey, fair enough. I like it.
Struggling to appear sober, Alexander stands up and grabs his jacket. I cannot thank you enough, miss. Like, for real. You like, for real?
Like, for real, eh?
You have my number written there on the files. You can call me whenever you want. Here's a fair amount that's gonna be enough for a week in this town, I assume. There's nothing much you can shop around here besides cattle and booze, really. But take that as an advance. If you solve the case, I'm willing to more than double that. Alexander gives you 1,000 euros. We got a lot more money now.
There you go. There you go. We're rolling.
I'll do my best to be safe and have a rest. That's a rhyme. I'll keep in contact. Yeah, time for you to I need to do my job. Bruh, keep silent.
Wow. Wow. Remember that time I said we should have a little class?
Oh, yeah.
Clearly we need to pick number 3. No, just kidding.
Honestly, it'd be really fun to play a game where, yeah, you're just crazily brash character.
Well,
that's
what's great about these games is like they actually do have like quite a bit of variance in terms of, which is why it's like 340,000 words, is because like they've written all these different lines where it's like, you're a dick. You know, it's like.
I think also imagine how funny it would be doing this story where you're just like kind of bipolar up and down, where one second you're being really polite, the next second you're telling him to screw off, like because you have the options to do either every time.
That's right.
Yep. Oh my gosh. I don't care about his well-being. I'm just gonna say keep in contact.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I'll keep in contact. Thanks for the money. I'm peacing out now. It's like contract accepted. I'm on the job. See you in a sec.
See you later.
Yeah, you should. Leaving you to your thoughts, Alexander wanders out of the husband's retreat, a somber figure amidst the bright and loud chaos. Realizing that you now own a folder which contains files for at least a whole night of work, you think that perhaps it's time to head back to the hotel room you have booked. Head straight back to the hotel, stroll around the town before heading to the hotel, or stay here and order another pint.
We're not going to stay here and order another pint.
No.
I mean, I'm interested in strolling around first before we head back to the hotel.
Yeah, fair enough. You want to do that?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
All right.
I wonder if we need to like wait to open the folder until we get back to the hotel.
Part of me's just like, we have this folder full of information.
I know.
And then it's like we're going to get mugged or something. It's like...
Yeah, well, what if it happened though? Like,
I'm hoping. I hope it does at some level because it'll be hilarious if it does.
You're reading the folder that Alexander gave you right outside of the pub, and someone runs up and snatches it while pushing you to the ground.
Yep, sounds great.
And then he's gonna fire us if that happens. Anyways, you stroll around the town for a while, getting familiar with its streets and buildings. You reckon you are on Sky Road, which is the main road of Inverness. From there you can take the Doyle Street to the police station, or High Street, the main residential road of the town. There's also Earl Street, which encircles the Old Loch, and Fort William Road, which takes you to the rest of Scotland. Okay. Walk back to Angus Hotel.
I'm just curious. I want to see. I'm just gonna do this right quick to see the map. Okay, so we're at the husband's retreat.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of went up around here. And this is where the rest of Scotland is. So we're kind of like probably on the northern...
Tip.
What was it? Yeah, northwestern tip of Scotland, essentially.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Sweet. Okay.
Northwest, yeah.
Cool. To the Angus Hotel.
Let's go.
Angus. Do they have beef there?
I was thinking.
The sky has finally darkened to a cool tone of purple by the time you reach the Angus Hotel. The cozy-looking 3-story building is only dwarfed by the church, standing among the tallest buildings in town. Without further ado, you grab your keys and enter it. It is almost 11 p.m., you realize, remembering the receptionist and owner, an aged woman whose round glasses and chubby face makes you think of an albino toad, informs you that she would be still around until 9 p.m. Great. She had the pleasure to show you to your room and to state that you were the only person who had booked a room for this night. Okay, so...
Wait. It's almost 11 p.m. and she informed us that she would still be around until 9 p.m. Confusion.
maybe this was just earlier in the day she'd sewn, but if we needed something previous, maybe.
That's true. She could just be telling us that that's her schedule normally.
Right.
You know. Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
This is it, you think. Your footsteps resounding on the stairs, the whole building left for you. It would be a shame if you did not use it to sleep, right? You recall the time you have paid her for the night's expenses. Hey, abral bide. What? Is that bide?
Yep.
Hey, abral bide. The old lady said. Miss. I gave my...
Something.
So maybe bed? Like...
Have a something. I don't know.
She's talking about like having good sleep essentially, right?
I guess, yeah.
That's why I'm thinking bide is, or bid. Maybe it's bid, so it's like bed. I don't know. Anyways, I gave my actual surname to her. I gave a fake surname to her. Nobody, she pronounced after receiving the additional money for secrecy. Do we need to be traveling in secrecy that much? I mean, like, I would think just give a fake surname.
You think a fake surname's fine?
Oh yeah, I'm not giving her my real surname. Ain't no way.
You're more paranoid than I am. I like it. Hey, puppy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, let's give her a fake surname.
I'm just having a bit of fun.
What is your fake surname? Emma what?
Well, it can't be anything. I like it. Do it.
Emma Watson.
It's also funny because Watson, like Sherlock Holmes Watson, you know, so we're like...
I like it. That's fun. Emma
it's
Watson.
a double joke.
It's a double entendre or double entendre, yeah.
Pretty good.
It's layers. You know, you gotta have layers.
Stone.
That way no one will know that your actual true surname is what? What's your true surname?
Stone.
Stone? Love it. Yes. I used to have a really big crush on her.
Oh, really? No, I know. When she
Once
was
upon
really
a
big,
time.
she was
Once
so
upon
cool.
a time. Yeah. You stop at the front door, front of room number 2, yours. The dim-lit corridor is entirely silent except for your breath and thoughts. You just take the room's key to insert it into the keyhole when you realize something that you didn't pay attention to. Room number 2? You shrug off your thoughts as you try to determine the strangeness of the situation. There's nothing wrong about it. There is something wrong about it. What is wrong?
Because we think we're the only person that's staying here, but we're in room number 2, not room number 1?
Oh, I didn't think of that. That's... Yeah. So
it's the only
if
thing
we're
I can think
getting
of.
if we're getting room number 2, who has room number 1? Why didn't we get room number 1?
She says that she leaves at 9, so she's not staying there, right?
Yeah. Yep. There is something wrong about it. I like that's. I think this is actually.
I'm a detective.
Yeah, detectives. Yes. Go get that Sherlock Holmes hat. I'm just kidding. You have earned that hat, so far as I'm concerned. There's nothing wrong about it.
There's something.
There is something wrong with it. Yeah, there is something wrong about it. Number 2, what kind of thing is amiss here? It should be 102. No,
that's the second
you should have
one.
been allocated to room number 1.
Yeah,
you should.
That's what I was thinking. That was the process my mind went through, so that's what I would pick.
That's right. That's what you pick. Yeah.
Yes, you were the only person that was supposed to sleep here tonight, right? Granny Toad told you that. Why is it then that you've been given the room number 2? You look at room number 1. Its door locked and forgotten. Is it worth checking out?
See, this is exactly why I would pick the criminal background, so I could choose this without any problems. Be like, Yeah, I would totally check that because I have no problem. I'm a nosy
I'm a-
bastard.
Well, I'm definitely glad we're going under private investigator, not like detective. That's like there's moral ambiguity in it.
It's up to
So,
you. It's up to
because
you.
I really want to look at it.
I'm fine with it, but it's up to you.
Let's do it. I want to know.
Inspect room number 1. At least take a look.
I'm glad that my thought process was like reflected in the choices.
That's right. That's why I like. Yeah, that's good. So, and what's great is this is sort of like a fan made one, so it's not like the professional ones that they have usually. So far it seems like they're pretty okay from the ones I've read before.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and inspect.
Inspect.
Curiosity, cat curiosity. Let's go. Oh, you inspect the lock.
You think you might be able to lock pick it? Then let's try. Let's
try it. Let's try it. Gotta try. I mean, she's gone, right? 9 o'clock.
The worst. That's right.
Right?
Maybe she was only just waiting for us.
Yeah. The worst thing is like, well, you said, we'd be the only ones. Yeah. I'm like, let's do it. Let's do it.
That's true. That's true.
The lock is simple, but it takes you some time to open it. Into the room. Yes. I'm so excited.
Let's go.
You enter the room. It is just like yours, a bed, a cupboard, a table, a small bathroom, and an old television. It does not have any traces of recent usage. Perhaps someone booked this room. Keep looking around. There must be something here.
So there's no traces of recent usage. If this is, I'd like to believe, since we were detective and still kind of are, that we would be able to like I don't have to look extra, and that if they're saying there's no traces of recent usage, then that's like there's no trace. But I don't know.
I'm all for looking around personally, but that's because I'm a nosy bastard.
I don't think it'll hurt anything, so I'm good with continuing to look.
Yeah, to me, like my thought process is, okay, well, she shouldn't be here after 9. Since it's after 9, there should be technically nobody here. The room seems like it's empty, and therefore, us looking around, we shouldn't have anybody walk in on us. So maybe there is something a little extra hidden.
Right.
So
I mean, if it was, I know in real life, I would be looking real close.
yeah, if it was, if it was me, like if I knew somebody was coming back soon, I'd be like, okay, let's not tarry and get caught, where we're not supposed to be. But so keep looking.
Yeah. What's in here? You go to every corner of the room, but do not find anything suspicious. The old lady seems to do a pretty good job cleaning this place. You take a deep breath and decide there's nothing more to be done here. You leave the room. There doesn't seem to be any vestiges left of your presence. And you manage to lock the door again. It may be damaged internally, though. Nice. There is work to be done. That means if someone does go in there next time, they're just not going to be able to lock it, right? I don't know, maybe.
It's a good point. Yep.
There's work to be done.
There is work to be done.
Right? Oh, unless we're going to read the...
No. Well, there's no sleep for the wicked. I mean...
That's true.
You open the door to your room. You see the black silhouette of your backpack by the untouched double bed as exactly as you have left it. Through the large open window, you face that one building on the other side of town. The building which rises amidst the starry sky, stone gargoyles watching over the silent houses. St. Mary's Church, the Black Kirk, as they call it here. Before turning on the lights, your thoughts delve deeply into the darkness of the town. Only a few street lamps, no more than 4 houses lit. In the distance, across the Black Kirk, the dim lights of the husband's retreat. You think about whether to close the curtains. Turn on the lights without closing the curtains. Close the curtains before turning on the lights. It is dangerous to let someone know that you are up. Close the curtains before turning on the lights. That's the same. Wait. Turning on the lights. So, paranoidly turn to close the curtains, or just close the curtains and turn on the lights.
Yeah. Paranoidly, yeah, that's exactly like what.
It's like with
Extra
the added
paranoid.
level of like, whoa, the demons are out
We're checking
tonight.
over our shoulders.
Can't trust that church across the way. That's all demonic and crazy. You gotta close it.
Um, as someone who gets paranoid when they stay at hotels by themselves, I would say close the curtains before turning on the lights.
I would definitely say that too. So it's just the first one or the second one? Are you being like extra?
There's just the second one.
Second one, yeah, that's me too. It's like, well, they don't need to They don't need to know that I'm up.
They don't need to know which room I'm in.
That's right. Okay.
You are unsure whether if you're overthinking or not, but in any case, you must be cautious. You sit on the double bed and take Alexander's folder in your hands. It is a blue, unnamed folder which contains only a few pages inside, judging by sorry, I just like filled in a word. Only something pages inside. Judging by its thickness. Well, I guess it could just be a few pages. By its thickness. I was thinking I said few, and so I was like, oh, it's anyways. You then glance at your backpack, thinking about its contents. A full bottle of whiskey.
Damn, apparently leaving the force really left you a little raw.
Packs of cigarettes that could settle down the nerves of an entire army. Considering you're in the middle of nowhere, you have enough white to build up a cartel.
Oh my god.
You have the chocolate bar you have bought in Glasgow a few days back. You're not exactly hungry right now. God dang, now whiskey seems like the good option.
Right? Like a chocolate bar or whiskey are your best options.
Yeah. Yeah, the chocolate bar just seemed kind of like unlikely
chill
for this person. Yeah, it was like too chill.
Yeah. I like the cigarettes one, but like I'm not a smoker, so it's like
right. I know that's why I can't.
I do drink. Well, I used to drink whiskey anyway, so it's like that's more likely for me. But again, I definitely don't have cocaine.
I'm not gonna choose cocaine. No.
It's like cocaina. It's like, what am I, Spanish?
How do we get into Scotland with all this cocaine?
Right.
The reason why I didn't think pack of cigarettes is because, like, I know when we looked at stats earlier, like, it tells us our state of mind.
Oh.
You know, and I mean, I didn't. So far, we're doing fine. Of course, nothing's really happened.
So my suspicion is this is meant to capture something of the noir tendency, like the old noir detective stories and stuff, and they always have like that thing that they're that habit, they're chain smoking, or they have a drug of choice or something to numb themselves out from the horrors of humanity, and that's basically what this is kind of doing.
Whiskey, because I'm just imagining sitting down at the desk with a folder and you have like a glass of whiskey, you know.
I like whiskey. I think it's probably the best best choice.
No cocaine. We're not shooting cocaine.
I'm sorry, but a chocolate bar is just not going to cut it when you have
chocolate bar. No, that's the thing. It's not.
When you're dealing with like murders and stuff like that. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to have a little bit of Reese's peanut butter cups today. Like
a chocolate bar will not cut it for Emma Watson.
That's right, or Emma Stone for that matter.
Oh, Emma Stone.
All right, we'll go with whiskey. Out of control.
That should be enough for tonight, you think, grabbing the bottle and sipping it eagerly. Redirecting your attention to the folder, you open it and display its contents over the bed. It contains two newspaper clippings, 2 printed sheets constituting autopsy reports, and a report file with the police logo and a handwritten note. To access them, we gotta do show stats, got that. Along with the files, there is a simple metal key, nice, and 1,000 euros wrapped in a rubber band. Proceed with the deduction. So
we have to look at the case notes first, and then we can figure out. Then we can do our Sherlock Holmes and Watson deductions.
Yes.
It's elementary, my dear Watson. Okay, case notes. All right. Joanne and Gordon got married 9 years ago, and they used to live in Dundee. Joanne moved to Dundee as a fresher, and she graduated in law, eventually having trouble in finding a job. Gordon worked in Invernoch's practice, a local clinic in Invernoch, and he seemed to be both a good husband and a public figure. Joanne and Gordon met each other during Joanne's second university year. Gordon MacLeod received an offer to work as a doctor in Invernoch. He moved with Joanne to this town because of this offer, just before they got married. Joanne got friends with her neighbor, a woman called Jessica Sunderland, and she mostly kept herself at home, not practicing law. Joanne got pregnant at the beginning of her marriage with Gordon, but she had an abortion. Joanne told Alexander that it was because she wasn't prepared. She was 23 or 24 at the time. That's about the right age, at least in modern times, to have a kid. Yeah. So it's a little weird to me, but 5 months ago, I didn't realize it was 5 months ago. 5 months ago, Joanne and Gordon died. According to the police, Gordon committed suicide by jumping off of their bedroom window on the upper floor. Joanne was found on the bed with a kitchen knife buried deep in her belly. Her brother, Alexander, doesn't believe the story. He may have good reasons for it. Check Alexander's files.
Alrighty.
We'll just start from the top and go down.
Yeah.
Newspaper clippings. Check bizarre murder case terrifies Invernoch from Argyllshire Advertiser. Well, I like the alliteration anyway. February 5th, 2006.
A young married couple has been found dead yesterday morning in Invernoch under unexpected circumstances. The bodies of Gordon MacLeod, oh yeah, a local GP, and Joanne MacLeod, 33, a housewife, were identified by the local authorities after their neighbors reportedly heard a loud noise early in the morning. It has been challenging to identify what actually happened. Police officer Callum Douglas stated. They were well known in this town. No one was expecting that. It is just unbelievable, declared Mrs. Jessica Sunderland, the couple's neighbor. I got up when I heard this noise, like something falling hard on the ground. My husband woke up as well then. We peeked outside the window, but it was too dark. I think it was a few minutes to 3 a.m. I was quite worried, so I decided to walk out to the house, and then that's when I saw it. Gordon lying on the ground. Regional police support is being directed towards this case. No official motive has been released to the press. The bodies of the couple shall be buried next Tuesday in Glasgow. Okay.
So that was this one. And so
check the neighbors finding their body. Okay.
Yeah. Strange deaths finally solved in Argyll. So February.
Maybe related kind of.
It's probably the same one, just the follow-up to the Scotsman. So it was only a month that they were... It's not too bad. Just over a month of investigation.
That's what he said, right?
Yeah. Strange deaths finally explained in Argyll, the Scotsman. It's been a month since the town of Invernoch saw two of its citizens die under mysterious circumstances. Mr. and Mrs. MacLeod were found dead by their neighbors on the morning of February 4th. While Mr. MacLeod, 36, was found lying dead on the grass outside the house, Mrs. Joanne MacLeod had a knife fatally thrust into her abdomen. How? For weeks, the primary concern of the investigators had to do with how the couple died. Mr. MacLeod's body was lying on the ground beside the house. The couple's bedroom window was found to be open at the time the first officers reached the scene. Cervical spine fractures were identified in post-mortem examination, being the associated neurological damage defined as the cause of death. Mr. MacLeod's body contained no signs of aggression and no weapon was found on him. As Mrs. MacLeod... Well, I mean, if it's... Yeah, anyway. As for Mrs. MacLeod, the scenario turned out to be even creepier. The housewife was on the couple's bed, still dressed, and a kitchen knife was buried into her belly. The cause of death was probably intestinal hemorrhage, the forensic team revealed. There was another knife wound identified in her abdomen, although it was considered to be non-lethal. As with her husband, no signs of aggression were identified in the body. Why? Many questions arise from such criminal circumstances. Investigators seem to still be baffled about the conundrum. The most likely scenario points out to Gordon MacLeod as the murderer of his wife, a homicide followed by suicide. This theory is supported by the fact that no signs of forced entry were found in the house, and the murder weapon could have been taken from the couple's own kitchen. Furthermore, only Joanne's and Gordon's fingerprints were identified on the knife handle. The specific reasons why Mr. Gordon MacLeod could or would have killed his wife are still being discussed. Conclusions. It is hard for the townsfolk to realize that such a horrendous crime happened a few houses away. Even still, family and friends are not completely satisfied with the investigations. Only time will tell the aftermath of the deaths that threatened the peace of Argyllshire. Wow, I don't know why I can't say that. Okay. So, kind of what we figured was going to happen, or say.
So no evidence pointing towards anybody else being there.
So far as we can tell, yeah. So it doesn't. Yeah. It looks like fingerprints of Mr. and Mrs. MacLeod there on the knife. Interesting. Well, let's check the autopsy report.
These printed sheets constitute a post-mortem examination report. It was conducted by a forensic pathologist named Carter Rutherford on May 2nd, 2006. No, not May.
February
5th, 2006.
Yeah.
I forgot about, the dates. It states that the deceased is named Mrs. Joanne MacLeod, 33. Cause of death, homicide. Specifically, it says the death was caused by internal hemorrhage into the abdominal cavity due to arterial damage resulting from a stab wound. A cutlet knife was thrust about 6 centimeters deep into her mesogastrium. It caused small intestine perforation and laceration of the duodenum. There was associated arterial and venous laceration. A substantial internal hemorrhage followed the trauma. Another stab wound around 5 centimeters deep was also located in her epigastral or gastric region. Associated artery laceration was identified, notably proximal superior mesenteric artery. The stab wound, although not highlighted as the specific cause of death, caused extensive internal hemorrhage and improved arterial spray out of the victim's body. The victim's abdomen contained blood resulting from the hemorrhage and byproducts of intestinal content leakage. No other bruising or superficial damage. I can't wait to read his because I have questions already.
Another stab wound 5 centimeters deep was also located in the epigastric region.
See, because it said it produced arterial spray out, so I'm like, how does this blood spray look on his body if he's the one that stabbed her, right?
That's what I'm wondering is, well, if somebody stabs a person, what I'm looking for on his, or what I will, is whether he has any blood on him that's hers. What especially on his hands.
It's hitting him at.
Right. Blood spatter, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yes.
Cause of death, suicide. It states that the death was caused by spinal cord injury resulting from a cervical spine fracture. The 5th, 6th, and 7th cervical vertebrae were found to be fractured, with entrapment, laceration, and perforation of the spinal cord. These were associated hematomas and ecchymosis on the posterolateral aspect of the neck, suggesting blunt trauma. Correlation with the previous information on the events suggests that these injuries resulted from a fall from the upper floor of the couple's house. No external bleeding was identified.
It gets real difficult, to read all these long words that you don't normally read, back to back to back. It makes, the words that you do know somehow trip up.
My favorite show, the only reason why I don't mind it is because my favorite show in the past year has been House. Have you ever watched House?
Oh, I love House, yeah.
God, I love that. Me and my dad just watched through all of the seasons, just straight through, and I just think it's awesome. So yeah, I like the Doctor. Yeah, the Doctor.
But reading them back to back, on that last page, I was
they're just
getting
tough.
Tripped up so bad.
Yeah, they're tough. They're tough to figure.
I know how to read them, but it was hard.
That's right. Okay, I
Police
guess we'll go to
report?
the... Yeah, that didn't... So, I mean, if there's no external bleeding identified, I mean, that's just, to me, suggests that he didn't have any, I don't know, jazz.
Yeah, I wish there was more information, kind of.
Yeah. Sus. Little sus still.
But maybe we'll get what we want in the police report.
That's right, that's right.
Location of occurrence: High Street 6, Invernock-Wiltshire. Okay, so High Street. Case number, whatever. Case status, active. Active. At the time, I guess, reporting officers A. Brown, C. Douglas. Copes to investigation. Categories: domestic violence, weapons involved, suicide. Items in report, pictures, images. Okay. Oh, I can get images?
Gordon outside window.
Sick.
Lady. TV. Bedroom, toilet. Wardrobe. Windows closed. Joanne plus blood splatter. Okay. Nothing too crazy. Call received at 03:12 hours. Caller identified as Mrs. Jessica Sunderland reported to have heard a loud noise between 02:45 hours and 0300 hours. See statement. And to have found the body of Mr. Gordon MacLeod on this outside of his residence. First officer C. Douglas arrived on scene approximately at 03:30 hours. So the scene was secured and additional officers requested. Second officer A. Brown arrived around 03:50 hours. Officers who secured the scene: C. Douglas, A. Brown. Thanks, Miss Jones.
I feel like I feel a little bit surprised initially that it took them 18 minutes to arrive on scene when it's not like the police station, if that's where they were at, the police station. It's pretty close to High Street.
Yeah.
Now, High Street's a main street, so I guess it's kind of long, so they could have had to go, like, from, if the police station's here and I think High Street was, like, up here, then it could have been, like, all the way over here. I don't know, so, but anyways.
Well, and it's not a city, so, I mean, you don't necessarily have people, like, dressed, ready to go that second that you call 911, so it might be, they might even be outside of a proper...
Yeah, you know. They also, I'm sure, walked there.
Could have,
not.
Could have. I mean, they could have had a car, but if they were coming, then they might be from outside that municipality kind of thing. So,
yeah.
Still,
Mrs. Joanne MacLeod, positively identified, was lying on the couple's bed. See autopsy report. Extensive abdominal hemorrhage with spatter confined to the bed. No blood spatter identified on the surroundings. Cause of death, homicide. Weapon identified as a cutlet knife thrust into her abdomen. Fingerprints on the weapon, Mr. Gordon MacLeod and Mrs. Joanne MacLeod. Matches up. Time of death estimated between 1:30 and 2:30 in the morning, obviously. No signs of poisoning. Narcotics in toxicology to be completed? Yeah.
Sounds like right, yeah. Or to be considered, yeah, but yeah. Completed sounds better. So... No blood spatter identified in the surroundings, which suggests that somebody was over top so that the blood, any arterial spray would have been on a person and confining it to the area of the bed rather than like splatter all over the place. Right? So, I mean, it's still, this at least suggests potentially Mr. Gordon, but... Right. Let's see. This is what I'm really interested in. Surely on the police report they have something about what he's wearing and that kind of thing.
I know. I'm waiting for it.
Mr. Gordon MacLeod, positively identified, was lying on the grass outside of... Interesting. Outside of the couple's residence. See diagram. Cervical fracture identified as C5, C6, and C7. No blood spatter on the surroundings. No blood spatter on clothes.
Oh, there it is!
Cause of death, cervical spine fracture associated. He's got no blood on him.
No blood. Hmm.
Time of death estimated 1:30 and 2:30 hours. No external sign of poisoning. Narcotics and toxicology to be considered or completed. Bedroom window was open at the time of the survival. Suicide ?
I feel like I need to pace and think. Now the question is, if we consider the time between his and his wife's death, is it enough time for him to remove the blood-stained clothes that he was wearing if he had killed her, hide them, dispose of them in a place that the police would not find it, off-site? You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah, it's like, and on further inspection, we note that there were no blood spatter on the clothes. Now, if this man did take the time to dress in his new clothing, why then would he commit suicide? Why would he take the 5 minutes it takes to remove such clothing and then put on new, just to
kill himself.
in despair murder himself or commit suicide? It makes no sense. It's elementary.
The time to cover up his own crime if he's not going to pay the time for it. Like, what does he have to worry about? And he surely, if he had done it, he would know that he would be the primary suspect anyways.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot of question.
Yeah, a little sus, a little interesting. It's also a little weird that he's on the grass. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but like...
As opposed to where?
Well, like, I was thinking, like, maybe if he hit pavement, you know? Like, he could have died, but, like, I don't know. It seems to me like a second floor, you know, balcony or window that he jumps out of. To have 3 spinal fractures?
Yeah.
Like, that's a pretty...
Like, a way that a person would normally jump from something, like... I can't see him getting that kind of injury from that. But getting pushed and, like, not falling in a way you can control...
Right.
Then I could see it.
Right. I don't know. Like, it just seems odd. Maybe, I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible to have 3, fractures in your your spine, but it just seems weird. Like, it just seems weird.
Yeah, I see it. Okay.
All right, last one. A handwritten note. Oh, fascinating.
The handwritten note contains Alexander's mobile number and address for the following locations in Invernock: McLeod's house, High Street 6; Sunderland's house, High Street 4; police office, Doyle Street 2; Invernock practice, Clements Street 3. So we possibly are going to want to stop at all these places, I guess, at some point already.
On the motto, perhaps.
On the motto, yeah.
All right. I'm just curious. I'm curious. Okay, I was just seeing if this was all different or not.
Gotcha.
Okay, shall we proceed with the deductions?
Yes, let us proceed.
Excellent.
Okay. After reading the documents thoroughly, you stand up, take your bottle of scotch, and turn off the lights. Glancing again at the documents on the bed, you walk to the window and move the curtains apart. Invernock is sleeping. No more light from the houses. No more folk songs at the husband's retreat. It must be around 2 a.m., you decide. For a couple of hours still, town will remain that way. The place is too quiet, and the surrounding hills are too dark. The eeriness of this silence starts to get on your nerves. The black waters of Senlock reflect the different colors of the stars, and these colors seem to move. You take a sip of scotch and frown. This is going to be a weird case for sure. You go over all the information you've heard and read so far. It's time for you to draw some conclusions. Okay. This will be our first deduction sequence. Choose the correct answers according to your memories and notes. Be careful, though. Okay. Between the 2 of us, we should be fine, right?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I guess we'll find out. It is recommendable to check your case files carefully. You can do that anytime by clicking the show. Okay, so if we don't really know, we can always go to our show stats before we choose.
That's cheating.
It is cheating. It is cheating. We could,
Not really.
We could blame it on the scotch, but
Our character is sitting there with the, with the notes.
Right,
So I guess
right.
whatever.
That's not truly cheating.
It's an open book test.
It's not really telephone. It's a you get to check back and forth. With the first person to write it down. So, all right, let's take a look.
I'm ready.
What can you say about Joanne's attacker? There was certainly more than one attacker. Her attacker hardly got stained with blood. Her attacker probably got stained with blood. She committed suicide. I mean,
I would say they probably got stained in blood.
Her attacker probably got stained in blood because there was arterial, spray.
Arterial, yeah.
But he didn't have any arterial spray. Is the problem
on him? Yeah.
We can deduce that if there's arterial spray, somebody's going to get something on him. So
yeah,
that's my.
And if we're going up, I mean, they didn't tell exactly how much blood she lost from it. So,
right.
Which normally is a thing, but I don't know. The diagram made it look like enough.
Yeah.
That seems correct. There was severe arterial damage. There was severe arterial damage associated with the stabbing. Her attacker was most likely got stained with her blood. Based on your previous deduction about Joanne's attacker, choose the correct deduction. Gordon probably stabbed Joanne. Alexander probably stabbed Joanne. What? Gordon probably did not stab Joanne. They probably never died. Yeah, they're not dead.
Yeah.
That'd be a plot twist.
So I don't know. For me, it doesn't seem likely that Gordon got that stabbed Joanne because he didn't have any spray on him. He had no blood on him. He just had a broken spine. So I have to say this, right? Me, I agree too. Yes, that seems correct. There are inconsistencies on the file. The wound inflicted on Joanne would have produced a lot of blood spatter, and there was not a single stain of it on Gordon's clothes. The version of the police is wrong. You are overwhelmed with questions. Was there someone else in the room? Is the police covering this up? Why were the McLeods why was the couple killed? Why was the McLeods couple killed? That's just a weird way. That's a weird way of saying it, but okay. Learn the science of deduction. Yeah, elementary achievement. Oh, you probably can't see that.
No, I did not.
It's under my. So we got a new achievement called the elementary achievement. Learn the basics of deduction.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So that was our first time doing it. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's under my my portrait. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, so it did pop up, but yeah.
The sky is as dark as the town by the time you solidify your conclusions. So, it is indeed possible that there was at least someone else in the room. Possibly the killer of both Joanne and Gordon. But bloody how? Wait, is that...
But bloody hell.
Bloody, yeah, like the slang.
I guess, yeah.
Okay. That's what...
Bloody hell. Yeah, something
But bloody how? Alone in your room, you eventually question yourself. Is there a reasonable explanation for this? Of course there is. People always leave traces, and I will investigate these traces myself. I'm not sure. I need a rest. No way. This is almost as odd as this cursed town. This cursed town?
You don't
I
know
don't
anything
think we
about
have
it.
a reason.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's just a creepy little town with a church that has gargoyles. I mean, it's like every other creepy little town.
Sounds like Europe.
Yeah, it just sounds like a regular place. No, no, it's good. I think the first one makes sense. I don't think
I agree.
People always leave traces. People always leave traces.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
People. Whether we're dealing with people,
That's right. That's right.
We'll see.
You might have underestimated the peculiarity of this case. You conclude before walking into a hot shower. Your muscles fail to relax even with the soothing water, however, and you walk to bed feeling quite hopeless. You stare blankly at the ceiling, the first rays of light emerging from the curtain frame. Your fatigued body has indeed thrown you into a cycle of suspicions and overthinking, and Invernock may not be as deep as you sense. Or maybe it is. You are
maybe it's deeper.
Maybe it's shallow. Who knows? You are probably going to need sleeping pills. You realize 2 hours after first lying on the bed, the bloody squawking of the seagulls irritating you. Exhaustion eventually takes you out, and you fall asleep to a dreamless, agitated rest.
It is 10:30 by the time you get yourself ready. You turn off the heater and pull out the curtains. Inverness sky is partially cloudy. The gray clouds on the horizon seem to be heading this way, and the Dunlop's waters are trembling with the winds. Alexander's folder in hands, you stop to look at the town map you bought yesterday. There are many ways you could tackle the questions you have. You just need to settle which way is the best. There's not enough time to visit all those places in one day.
Alexander, call your buddy. We have a buddy? Interesting. Anyway, head to McLeod's house, visit Jessica Sunderland, head to the police station, head to the husband's retreat again, call Alexander, or call your buddy. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking one of the first two because I don't know what the police are going to give us extra. I don't know why we go to the husband's retreat again.
I think we try to not let the scene get colder than it already is, and the not just the scene of the crime, but the first witness that we can get. Mm-hmm. I think those two are probably the best ideas. So, I'll just go to the house first, I guess.
Sure, they're right next to each other at least.
Yeah, there you go. You walk to High Street, which encompasses an organized neighborhood of two-story houses. It is the main residential street in Invernoch. You see an old woman watering her garden plants in front of a flower-decorated house. An old blue Bentley drives by and parks by the sidewalk. A young, good-looking man steps out of it. His casual clothes may indicate that he is not on serious business. You hear the double beep of the alarm being set. Hello, mate. I don't know why I said it that way. That was very Australian. He politely greets you before heading to one of the houses. High Street number 3. Greet him, just nod, ignore him, pretend you have not noticed him.
Yeah, I feel like we want to talk to him if he, is one of the other neighbors.
Yep. I'm fine with that.
He already politely greeted us, so, maybe he'll be nice and talk to him. At the very end of the street, you face the site where the whole murder case happened. McLeod's house, High Street 6. Guess we're not talking to that guy.
I guess, yeah.
Its abandoned condition is evident. Maybe it was like a character thing.
Maybe, yeah.
The lawn is overgrown. The stone walkway to the front door is consumed by weeds, and the facade's base is muddy. The house itself is stone-built, and the dirty windows are framed in metal. Beige curtains prevent you from peeking at what lies inside. The front door is made of dark wood, and a stone arch embraces it. We can use the keys to open the front door, inspect the front door, inspect the windows, walk to the back of the house, inspect where Gordon's body fell. I don't really see a reason to inspect the front. Well, I don't know. Unless we find something the police didn't find in regards to entry.
Well, if Gordon's body fell on the ground, I doubt we're going to find much evidence after 5 months.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the closest place, I guess. So we could just start methodically. Who knows? We might find something in everything. So
right.
We could just be super thorough if we want to.
Let's check out the front door then.
All right.
Inspecting the door, you find nothing unusual in it. There are no signs of forced entry. The wood is intact and undamaged. When you move to inspect the keyhole, however, you realize that tiny scratches surround the keyhole, as if something was perhaps rubbing over it. You use your mobile's light to examine the interior of the keyhole, and it seems to be slightly damaged, which now we know, happens when you break in. A small instrument must have been used to cause such waste. Okay. And then we have our other options again.
So possible 4th century, although we don't know when that 4th century happened.
Right.
Let's inspect where Gordon's fell. I got Gordon's body. I'm just curious. You walk to the sidewalk between McLeod's and Sunderland's house until you reach the point where Gordon was found dead. As months have passed since the incident, there is no natural landmark for you to identify the precise position of the fall. You do have with you, however, the photograph taken of Gordon's body and the diagram, both found on the files Alexander gave you. This could give you the exact location. Check the crime scene diagram.
Contrast the photograph with your surroundings.
Yeah.
I would do that. Yep.
That sounds, yeah, that makes more sense. The diagram can always be, it's not an actual.
I remember what it looked like anyway, so. You move a few steps back until you have a clear view of the area between the two houses. You place the photograph on the periphery of your vision and try to identify the correspondence site where Gordon must have fallen. There seems to be something amiss. What is it? I'm guessing it has to do with the window and where he fell exactly?
Sure.
Do we want to look at the diagram at all?
Oops. You come to a conclusion. There was no way that Gordon could fall from the window and reach that spot in the ground. Gravity does not go diagonally, but why?
Well, that was what my thoughts were probably about, or what I thought that might be the weird thing.
I'm just curious, because I'm...
Yep.
Check the... What was it, the police report?
I don't remember which one had the diagram. I would imagine it was a police report. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He didn't fall right in front of the window.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, why would he jump to the side?
Right. You're
like
actually...
that, all the way over there.
Right. Interesting. Look at you. The police documents forged?
Oh. Didn't consider that.
You take a deep breath in. You wouldn't normally feel an urge to have a drink right now, but a stronger craving is filling your mind at the moment. The urge to answer this question. What's wrong with the scene? Gordon did not die from the fall. The neighbor's statement, the position of the body.
Position of the body, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense.
I don't remember the neighbor's exact statement. Like, they said they heard a thump.
They heard a thump, so yeah, that's not what's wrong.
No.
But the position is wrong. Based on the...
Yeah. Based off of what we were looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it was going to be there, then he would have had to been either thrown or maybe like off the roof or something, but like there's no... Not certainly from that window. Or somebody would have thrown him out the window sideways. Or he would have jumped sideways, which is just very strange, So my guess is, yeah, this...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
With what we know right now.
It seems right. The body has been moved before the diagram was made. The body's representation makes it clear. Gordon should be found just right below the window, and the depicted position is far enough from there. But who moved the body?
Gordon tried to move himself.
Possibly, but you're not going to move with 3 cracked vertebrae.
I mean, if he was running from someone and he didn't die immediately...
But then
but I don't think he would get far.
But then you would think that he would have screamed first, which should have been the first thing that
True.
Jessica would have heard if he's actually scared. So
that's true. Why did they only hear a thump? How fast did this happen? Okay, anyways.
The body. The body's representation makes clear. Gordon should be found right below the window, and the depicted position is far enough.
I'm gonna assume Jessica. Unless she decided to put on gloves and before she went down there to check on him, that she didn't touch him because they didn't mention fingerprints on his body.
I don't think we can come to the conclusion that Jessica did it, but someone did it.
Yeah, someone. I don't know why we would assume necessarily the police. The person who designed the diagram, is the person that's sketchy right now.
Yeah, I think this is possible. But
it's possible.
So is this before the police arrived.
Yeah.
It's possible as well. So
it's a more generic statement of what we know right now. Basically.
Let's assume that the police aren't in on it for now.
For now. Because we don't have anything to draw that conclusion.
Right. That's a bit... Well, I mean, other than our own bias of not liking the bureaucracy of the police. So, but I mean...
That's true.
That's
I guess
fine.
You could play it that way.
We'll say someone else did it. Maybe the first officer. We don't know. But let's take a look. This is quite a long shot, but what if someone threw Gordon out of the window and made him fall on his neck? What if the same person moved the body while searching for some item of interest, some evidence, something on him? Keep searching around. Or go back to the front of the house. I mean, we could just keep searching, I guess.
I think so.
I don't know what the difference is, frankly, but yeah.
Keep searching around, I think, in this area.
Sure. Yeah, I mean,
Go back to... Yeah.
Do you want to try that then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You don't find anything else of interest, but the idea that the couple was not alone that night stirs in your mind. Walk to the front of the house. Yeah, I was going to say, like, I mean... Use Alexander's
I was like, are we going to
key.
find, like, a line where it looked like they dragged his body, but it's been months, so...
Yeah.
I guess that would make sense. I guess, do we want to look at windows now?
Yeah, might as well. We'll just be thorough.
Yeah. There are 3 large windows on the ground floor and 3 smaller ones on the upper. Curtains close all of them. There is no mechanism to open the windows from the outside, and none of the windows seem to be damaged. Okay, so we didn't go through the windows, I guess.
Okay. You want to check the back of the house before we go in?
Yeah. It's a row, as you said. You walk to the back of... Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
You walk to the back of MacLeod's house, where lies a small fenced garden. There are 2 big ceramic vases. The flowers inside seem to be slowly withering from the carelessness. There are no windows in the back of the house, only a single wooden door.
I want to inspect the vases just because
I
they're
know,
there,
I want
but
to
I'm
because
like,
it's an option.
what? I bet you will find like a spare key or something. That's my guess.
We have a key, but
I know.
But maybe it'll be for something else. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
just why not?
Why not? There doesn't seem to be. Okay, yeah. So
it feels like a smack in the face when they're like, there's nothing.
Whatever. I mean, I'm a thorough person, so what can I say?
Yeah, I know. Me too.
Inspect the back door.
Yeah.
One of your keys fit, but to no avail.
Okay.
There are no signs of the door being forced.
I think we go back through the front of the house.
I agree.
It looks like they came in through the front of the house.
I agree.
Possibly.
Yeah. Well, and it also is less conspicuous if we go through the front of the house rather than the back.
Yeah.
For the neighbors to see is like, I'm going through the front. I'm not trying to sneak around.
Yeah, there's that too. Also, we would have to push our way through the back door if our key's not working.
Right. I'm only mildly listening as well.
I see.
All right, use Alexander's keys to open the front door. You take the Alexander's key holder from your pocket and try one of the 2 keys. Although fitting, you find it hard to turn the key, as if the keyhole was jammed.
Because it was damaged.
Yeah, we already did that. But
yeah, we did that.
I mean, we can try it again, I guess, or just inspect it.
I guess. Sure. Oh, okay.
There's no signs of force. Yeah, inspecting the door,
it's
you
the
find
exact
nothing.
Same.
Yeah. It's like.
Yeah, someone forced themselves in or picked the lock at some point.
Yeah. Try harder. Harder and harder until it finally works. Thanks. That's exactly how keys work.
Yeah, I know. You know, there's sometimes when the lock's broken and like it keeps spinning every way, so you gotta figure out where to stop it to make it actually unlock.
That's fair. I've had it where it's been stuck before, and I've just bent the key into like a ridiculous twirl. So
yeah,
I've done that before. All right, into the house. Holy God! Okay.
Ooh.
Apparently, we got a map. Sorry, I'm going up. Okay, just make sure. So, okay, so this is the first floor. Kitchen, hall, living room, stairs going up, I assume. Yes.
So we entered into the living room?
I'm guessing yes. We were probably in the living room. Probably in this area down here. Oh, you probably can't see my mouse. That's fine.
No, I can't see your mouse. But okay. Yeah, it's a pretty small house.
Yep. All right.
Living room, hall, kitchen, washroom. Pretty simple. You went to the MacLeod's house, the closed curtains, and the claustrophobic ambience. You want to say ambiance.
Ambiance.
Struck you with an eerie sensation, but the daylight coming from behind you illuminates the entrance hall partially. To your right, there is a flight of stairs. To your left, there seems to be a passage that leads to what appears to be a living room. You can see ahead of you the entrance to the kitchen. There are some pieces of furniture in the hall that have been left untouched. A cupboard, a telephone on the wall, a table. You are inside the entrance hall.
Okay,
so we entered into that hall.
Oh, here. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think with the lines with the white on the outside, those are windows.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So, go upstairs, go to the living room, go to the kitchen, investigate the entrance hall. Probably the first thing we should do is the entrance hall, I think, since we're there. Open the curtains, close the door.
Do you want to open the curtains or turn on the lights? I feel like we need to do one of those first.
Sure, that's fair. What do you want to do? Lights or curtains?
It's the middle of the day right now, right?
Yep.
But if we open the curtains, then somebody knows we're inside.
And they can see what we're doing.
Yeah, so let's turn on the lights.
Okay, sounds good.
Gotta think.
Think.
So many things that we gotta thunk.
Oh, bother. The switch is useless. There is no power.
Oh, what the heck?
Do
we want to walk around without light?
I'm fine with the curtains open, but to me, it still suggests that, well, people can see what you're doing. So, I mean, if you don't want to be seen, that's up to you. If you do want to be seen...
We're not doing anything. I mean, I'm not worried about getting in trouble.
We got the key. We entered lawfully. You know, I think it's fine to be seen. But at the same time, if there is a ne'er-do-well who, you know,
they always return to the scene of the crime.
Around, that sometimes, you know, lots of killers like to be involved in the investigation, that kind of thing.
That's
if they're a serial killer.
Yeah, right. I know. I've been reading a book. I've been reading murder mystery stuff, and I think about the same thing.
So there's stereotypes for a reason.
Yeah. Open the curtains, I guess.
I would open them personally, but that's because I'm cocky and be like, I'm gonna show everybody that I'm on your case. So. Yeah.
True. You want them to get nervous and they slip up,
maybe? Them to slip. That's right. I want them to slip up. I want somebody to slip up. So.
Fair enough. Just not us, right?
That's right. So open the curtains.
Yeah.
All right. It's clearer now.
I can see clearly now.
So investigate the entrance hall, perhaps?
Yeah, that's where we entered.
Yeah, since we're already there.
See if we can find a path that we should follow.
That's right.
The walls don't show any traces or signs of violence. Two large paintings on opposite walls depict the Scottish countryside in a somewhat cheerful tone. The paintings are both signed Danny 2002. There's a white telephone attached to the wall. No sound is coming from it. The lights are off. The line dead. Check the drawers of a nearby cupboard. There are some notes and papers, nothing of interest, you realize as you skim through old phone bills. There's also a large table. It's empty. All right.
So we have the kitchen above us, the living room to the left of us. We should probably close the door, I guess. Apparently the door is there.
Yeah, I guess. What? Why is the door open? Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting. It kind of bothers me that that's an option, because if I left it open, does somebody just come on in and I get stabbed in the back? I don't know. Now you're freaking me out, okay? Now you're making me panic.
I'm getting paranoid.
I'm closing the door. All right. You close the door, the open curtains still fill the place with daylight. Yeah, sounds good. Living room or kitchen?
I guess I think it's like the hall, and then you go left, there's the kitchen, and then you go up. Or wait, left there's a living room, then up is the kitchen. So I would imagine we would go to the living room first.
Sure. Yeah, we'll circle around. Yeah, the funny thing is that we could have chosen to be a criminal, and so this could be actually a much more concerning scenario in a different version of this story.
Yeah.
All right, go to the living room. There is a large brown couch with some pillows and a small desk beside it. The couch faces a big flat screen TV. There's also a closed door. Check the couch, the television, or open the door.
I don't really see a point checking the television. The
yeah, that seems weird.
couch, maybe.
Yeah, might as well. You find some coins on the couch.
Give me
money. I have to check. Do we get any money? We did get money. No, we didn't. No, we didn't.
No, that's
oh,
the same.
okay.
We've
I
only
thought
spent the 4 euros.
I thought it was
on the
54,
beer.
not 56. I was like, we got 2 coins.
I don't think we have to decide whether we're going to take them or not first.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
They don't.
Oh, keep them to yourself. Oh, okay. Do we care?
No, we don't. I mean, they don't need them. They were in the couch.
Inspect them?
Sure, why not?
They seem to be just coins.
Cool.
Leave them or keep them.
I'm gonna keep them.
I do that.
They don't need them.
Now I have to check.
Now, how much money do we have?
Yeah, we got 2 coins.
2 whole euros.
All right,
that's fine.
All right.
You feel like someone is watching you. It said.
Just hurting for some cash, apparently.
Did you see that in the stats? It says you feel like someone is watching you.
Oh. Fascinating. I'm going to check the characters just because I'm curious here.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so this is just people we've met so far. Okay, just curious. Just curious. I'm checking the television. It's just, if it's an option, I have to check it. I'm just weird.
What if it was on like a channel that's sketchy?
Perhaps the most impressive thing is that the television is still there. There is not a single alarm system on the house, and Alexander probably doesn't come here often. Robbers, kids, and whatnot would have a blast in a place like this, you reckon. Perhaps they are afraid of ghosts? Okay, so yeah, it's just easily to get in and... All right.
Yeah.
Open door?
Alrighty. Yeah.
Small bathroom with a privy and a sink. Nothing unusual.
It's the bathroom. Gotcha. Okay.
Enough.
To the kitchen.
Kitchen.
It is a large kitchen enclosed by white walls and thick curtains. It is clean and tidy in spite of the dust. There's also a large fridge and an oven. There's a wooden table at the center. There are also pans hanging on the walls and all sorts of things you might expect in a place like this. Check the fridge, oven, drawers. I want to check the drawers first because knives.
I agree.
The knives.
Good call, actually. Really good call. There are a lot of ingredients in canned food. Some of it is still good. Eat the canned food? Okay, I don't think we're that hurting.
I don't think we need to do that.
I have better things to do. Just a criminal just eating some peaches or something. I have better things to do. Okay. Check the fridge, I guess?
Yeah, we'll check both the fridge and the oven. Why not? As you approach, you notice a repulsive smell coming from inside, of course. There are also some pictures. Arthur's seat, the London Eye, a road you do not recognize, and a note placed on the fridge door. Just below the note, there is another one that reads, eggs, oat, booze, or juice. Grape juice. Oh, God.
Bless you.
Thank you. I guess if we open now.
Yeah, let's see what's rotting, I guess.
Yeah. For months. Rotten food all over, and nothing but it. The smell is so strong, and you close it after a quick inspection. No body parts in there. That's good.
Let's see if there's body parts in the oven. It's empty. Yeah.
Dang.
Not too surprising. All right. Well, we checked the fridge, so I guess we'll go back.
Well, that was uneventful. What the heck?
It was uneventful. I mean, hey, we got $2. We got $2.
Does that mean? Yeah, we got $2. Does that mean that we didn't notice that there were 2 missing knives, or a missing knife? I mean, from the kitchen.
Yeah, it's a good point. I'm not sure.
Maybe it's just not something that we're gonna notice right now, or maybe it's just not something that was missing.
Yeah, maybe.
Because why would they use a different knife?
Right? Or bring, I mean, unless the killer brought his own knife, but we don't, yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, is that if it was definitely someone outside, they
Right.
They
but
brought something externally with them.
Right. And you'd think that they would have that in the police report if it was, interesting. The last 2 people who lived here and did this died. Luckily, you are just visiting this place. After going up the stairs, you arrive at a narrow corridor. There is a turn to the left leading to 2 closed doors. Some pictures are hanging on the wall, all aligned. Family history, you bet. Turn on the lights. Well, we already know the lights are... There's no power, so no point. Check the pictures, walk along the corridor, or go down the stairs. Well...
Check the pictures, I guess, before we...
Might as well. There is a photo of a young Gordon in his graduation attire. He's all smiles and pride. Another photo shows a little couple of kids who must be Joanne and Alexander, with their mother's arms wrapped around them. They all seem happy. Then there is one from the couple's marriage, the famous Dunatar Castle's ruins behind them. Walk along the corridor, I guess?
Yeah.
You walk and turn and you see 2 doors, one to the right and one to the left.
I don't remember which way.
Left, I think, was the... Left was the room. I don't remember what was on the right, though. Check the right first.
Yeah. We're gonna look at both anyways, I guess.
Oh, never mind. I lied.
That's fine. The room where Joanne McLeod died. The crime scene and the reason you're here. The bed is uncovered, flat and dusty. It was probably soaked in Joanne's blood and someone got rid of it. There's another TV in here, placed on the wall in front of the bed and a large closet. Also, there is a door which is ajar, but you can see it leads to a bathroom. Check the window, closets, TV, bathroom, believe. Guess check the window first.
Yeah.
Why not?
Since that's, I mean, we might as well follow up on where our original thoughts were anyway, so. You look down. It's quite a fall if you want it to be, especially if someone else wants it.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 second. Let me look at my dogs for a second.
Sure. Let's play the game Who Done It? Was it the bad guy or was it a different bad guy?
Sorry. I have stuff sitting on the kitchen counter because, like, for dinner stuff, and I'm scared that they're going to get into it even though I covered it up. But they're being good. So everything's fine. Just had to make sure.
Fair enough.
All right.
Check the closets, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Next in line.
Lots of clothes, suits, dresses, shirts, skirts, all of them, and smelly and forgotten. Damn. Where are these people's relatives? Why hasn't Alexander taken these things away or donated them to some charity? He's probably having a hard time letting it all go.
Yeah, isn't it weird they haven't, like, settled the estate and everything?
Yeah. 5 months later? That's, especially in a small town where, a lot of, so far as I'm concerned anyway, from my experience in small towns, people just want to, like, move on as fast as possible. And, like, when there's something really nasty like that, they want to put it under the rug kind of thing, They don't want it to linger and have that, be what they're, the specter over their family name type of thing. So they tend to nip that in the bud.
They do what needs to be done, and
that's right.
Like, right away, pretty much.
Yeah.
There's no waiting around.
Bathroom?
Okay. You don't want to check the TV this time?
I can check the TV. It would be my last priority, that's all.
Oh, really? Oh, you're going by priority. I'm going by proximity.
Oh, fair enough.
Like what's in the room.
Sure, let's do that. Yeah, let's check the TV. There doesn't seem to be anything unusual about it. All right, check the bathroom.
To the right side of the rectangular room is occupied by a large sink with a mirror that spans across the wall. There's a nice bathtub with a shower. Check the bin! Check the bin!
It's actually not a bad idea. It's empty.
Ah, come on!
It was a good shot.
Check the toilet. There's something in the tank.
Check the toilet. Do it. Let's do it. It has only water in it. Check the tub. There's a dead person in it. It's dry and clean. It hasn't seen any use in a while. Damn it. Check the mirror.
Is the mirror like a cabinet?
You see a woman. Ah!
There's a woman.
Still.
It's Emma Watson.
What?
Or Emma Stone. Either way.
What would you say? Still looking good? Or I could
I
do
don't think
something?
I would say anything.
You would just be like, ...
I'd be like,
Okay.
already.
I like the ellipsis response.
Yeah.
All right. That's
Okay, we're done in that room already?
it. I guess, yeah.
Dang.
Walk along
All
the
right.
corridor again.
Back
Go
to the
left
other
this
room, then.
time. Yep. You open the door. It seems to be a mix of a storage room with an office. There's an elegant table filled with papers and desk accessories. Behind it, a large bookcase filled with books, and Gordon's degree hanging on the wall nearby.
Check his diploma. Is it real?
That's right, that's right. University of Glasgow. Degree of Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. There's a Bachelor of Surgery? Don't you need a
A
doctorate?
bachelor? Yeah.
Don't you need a doctorate to be a surgeon?
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
It's probably different in Europe. I don't know.
I don't know. Bachelor doesn't mean very well. I'm just saying. Anyway, maybe in 2006.
Bachelor, wasn't he married? Anyways.
It's good.
Okay.
Check the bookcase.
Yeah. There are a lot of books here. Most are academic texts on medicine, but you notice some fiction among them. Lizardry by Abner Gallion and The Choice of Love by Thomas Dywell.
Dywell, I guess. Yep.
All right.
Check the table. Ah! Meet her at Rhiannon's Rock. Melissa, 5-2-6, 1 p.m. Buried by the oak, maybe?
Wait, is that the day that they died? Or that was the day that was the next day? February 5th? Can't remember now.
I think so. I think that was that day.
I remember reading it, but I don't remember if it was in...
A lot of prescriptions and an old notebook with some phone numbers. There is, though, a note that comes to your attention. Meet her at Rhiannon Rock, Melissa, 5206, 1 p.m. Buried by the oak. You are in what seems to be an office mixed up with... Okay, so that, yeah.
So now we gotta go find this place.
Yeah, I guess so.
We've looked all over the house.
Yep, so go downstairs. Why can't I leave the house?
Do we need to go back upstairs and try the lights? That's like the only thing we haven't tried.
I guess. I'm just checking.
Yeah.
Double checking everything. Yeah, go back. Downstairs. Investigate the entrance hall, I guess.
What the heck?
Go to the kitchen. I did check the fridge. Check the other note. Hold up.
Did we do that?
I didn't. Apparently.
Oh.
Good. Good thing we didn't miss it, I guess.
Yeah.
Johnny,
Bad job on our part.
I'll arrive late today. I have to see a patient who got really sick. It's near Fort William. I should be back before midnight. Love you, Gordon. Johnny.
Yeah, why is he leaving a note for Johnny on their fridge?
Yeah. Who the hell's Johnny?
His wife's name's Joanne. That's close.
Oh, I guess.
You call her Johnny?
Maybe Joanne really was a Johnny. If you know what I'm saying.
It's possible.
Okay.
I think they would put that in the police notes.
You would think that that was a pretty important piece of the autopsy report.
He said, "Love you, Gordon."
That's what I say. Like it's got to be Johnny.
I feel like
it's got to be Joanne.
I feel like it's a nickname for Joanne.
Yeah, makes sense. Also,
yeah.
Here's the thing: look at this handwriting. That's totally different handwriting
from the other one.
Than the one which was in cursive.
Yeah. Who signed the other one?
It didn't say.
Okay. It just said BB here. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, we can actually leave now.
That's fair. Let's
Yeah,
Dang,
interesting.
can't believe we missed that.
Very
Whoops.
strange. Yeah, no, I didn't notice it before.
Walk to the Sunderland's house. Oh, wait, okay. You leave MacLeod's house with doubts overcasting your mind. Someone moved Gordon's body. There's a strange note about meeting a woman named Melissa at Renan's Rock, about something buried there. The strangeness about these statements hints to deeper things happening at Inverness. Right next to where you are, there lies Sunderland's house, the neighbors. Let's
Might as well
go
go and
visit
say
the
hi.
neighbors.
Yep. A drizzle starts to fall from the cloudy sky by the time you reach Sunderland's house, which shares a part of its quiet garden with the MacLeods. Your eyes quickly glance at the probable place on which Gordon MacLeod fell to his death, now a space on the grass. I mean, we already know where he fell, but yeah.
Right. Sunderland's house, one of the first residences in High Street, is a double-story gray building ornate with vines and sets of flowers. 3 large windows allow you to peek at its interior. No noises are coming from the house. So is their house set up similar?
I would assume as much, yeah.
Mm-hmm. They have 3 large windows on the bottom, at least.
Yeah, they probably have at least the same relative architecture.
Mm-hmm.
Stone base and all that.
I don't want to peek through their house just yet.
Yeah. I'm fine with, going and walking around a place we've been asked to.
Yeah. We'll see if they cooperate first, maybe.
Yeah. So
what's their vibe?
Should we just ring the buzzer first, or?
I guess so.
I'm a buzzing ringer guy because I don't trust that people are going to hear me knock because I'm so gentle.
I don't trust. I ring first, but I also don't trust that everybody's doorbell works.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, let's try it out. Soon you hear steps coming toward the door. A gaunt-looking woman in her 40s forces a smile to you. The tiredness of her visage contrasts with her floral dress and her long auburn hair. "Can I help you, miss?" she asks you in a slightly Irish. I don't know Irish as much as I don't know the difference, frankly. Accent.
It's kind of rougher sounding, is all I can think of. Like
help you,
hard,
miss.
like Irish.
Can I help you, miss?
I don't know.
My name's Emma, and I'm investigating the murder of Joanne MacLeod. Give a fake name and tell her you're investigating the murder of Joanne. My name's Emma, and I'm a reporter interested in the murder of Joanne MacLeod. Give her a fake name and tell her you're a reporter. Tell me what you know about. Tell me what you know about Joanne MacLeod. Now.
Are we pointing a gun at her? Like, how are we gonna just demand that from her? I always love when they play the angle of I'm a reporter.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting.
That was actually in a book I read lately where this guy trusted a woman who said that she was a reporter to help him prove himself innocent. Turns out she was actually a private investigator that was hired.
Interesting.
I don't know if we need to give her a fake name.
Yeah, I don't see. We could give her.
We're already using a fake name.
Yeah. I mean, Emma Watson is just as fake as a Emma Stone. So, well, yeah. or what we say, Melody Watson. I don't know. It's a random first name. So the question is: are we investigating the murder, or are we
reporting on it?
Are we reporting? What do you want?
I feel like we just need to tell her we're investigating.
I don't feel like it's necessary to lie.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be weird, honestly, for someone to be like, "Hi, I'm reporting on this murder that happened and was closed several months ago."
Yeah.
Seems and not believable.
She might be less inclined to tell her reporter stuff.
Yeah. I'm not trying to give you a story. These are my friends or something,
Yeah.
So we agree. We're just investigating.
Yeah, investigating.
Oh, pleased to meet you. My name's Jessica Sunderland, and I was the neighbor of poor Joanne. As she speaks, you figure that her face curls into a somber tone. She was my only friend around here, but yes, never mind. Sure, I'll help you out. What do you need to know about it? So we were right, they're friends.
Yeah.
How did you know them? Anyone been around the house since then? Did you know Gordon's body was moved? Anything else you can tell me? Can you help me figure this out? Thank you for your time. All right. I feel like I don't know that I want to tell her Gordon's body was moved. I kind of want to
Yeah.
ask, how did you know them? They're neighbors. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Maybe they knew them before. It's possible. But I kind of want to know anyone been around the house since then.
Yeah, that seems like a reasonable first question anyway. All right, let's do that one. Anyone been around the house since then? Well, I guess her brother, Alexander, must have come once or twice, but I hadn't seen him since the funeral. The lights of the house are always off. Okay, so nobody's been
Howerston.
around, so killer hasn't come to, like, find whatever he left behind.
Or
If
at the
anything.
very least, no one's been obviously,
Right. Nobody's seen
except for
him.
Alexander. But no lights can be turned on anyways.
I think the note is probably a good one to ask her.
Show her the notes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially the Johnny. Maybe she can clear up the Johnny thing. That's
Yeah, or she might know who Melissa might be.
right. Yeah.
Oh, she gasps, reaching for the notes. Something is unsettling her. The memories? Well, Jessica Sunderland grabs a note you found on the fridge. This is one of his common messages. Sometimes Gordon had a late shift and didn't want to wake Joanne up, but had to go back or see one of his patients so that he could leave her. He would leave her a message. He called her Johnny sometimes. I've seen it. It was. Stops for a moment, as if realizing something. It was a reference to that film, I think. The Shining. Here's Johnny. I think. I don't know. She would say that sometimes. They had a strange sense of humor. I really. Oh my. I still can't believe what happened. That's interesting.
Yeah, because he said he was going to be working until at least midnight that night. So he probably. Because that's what the note said, right?
Yeah.
And so time of death was an hour or two after that.
Yeah.
So maybe he came home to find her
Already dead.
dead and then committed suicide. But yeah,
Or
then
he came home to the crime happening.
could be. And then somebody tossed him out the window.
Oh, that would make, because if she heard someone entering the house, she might have thought it was him, and that's why she wasn't worried.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. Hmm.
The thing is even if here's the thing that's bothering me about this. Even if like a killer tossed him out the window to get to the position that he was at, he would still likely have transferred some of the blood that would be on him after killing Joanne. So
Yeah.
he should at least have transference, blood transfer or something like that. But he had no blood on him at all, which makes me think, still makes me think that he maybe committed suicide, but then still did. But so maybe he did commit suicide, but then somebody did move his body. But why would they move the body? Anyway, I'm not sure.
And if you would think that blood would also transfer if there had been any, like, not struggle, because they said that there was no signs of struggle, but
Right.
like, chasing after him, like bumping into each other or
Right.
anything like that, that's not necessarily, like, would leave a sign of struggle.
And most people in that frame of mind, when they, like, even if he just came home to find his wife dead, would be like, oh my god, my wife's dead, and try and, like, resuscitate her or grab her and still have some sort of blood on him.
Get blood on him that way, true.
So it's just weird that,
He didn't have time to do that, obviously.
Yeah, he walks in, sees his wife dead, goes, woe is me, and then jumps off the balcony, which then somebody moves for no apparent reason. That doesn't make sense either. So anyway,
maybe the person threatened to kill him, like stab him, like I'm gonna kill you or do something. You have to jump off that balcony, or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Well, let's continue. So I'm just, yeah, sorry. I like to try
We're
and
spitballing
work it
a
out a
lot.
little bit.
I
Yeah.
know. I know.
She takes a moment to recover herself. The other one, I can't tell you anything. It seems dodgy, though. So meeting
Melissa.
Melissa.
At the rock where the thing is buried.
Yeah, by the oak or something. It does seem dodgy. How
Yeah.
did you know them? Did you know Gordon's body was moved? Anything else you can tell me? I mean, we
ask,
could.
how do you know them?
Yeah, we could just get more, like, just corroborate the information, I guess, that we already have. So.
They've been wonderful neighbors all those years. Joanne really loved him. He would travel a lot to see patients, but would always come back with a gift for her. She sighs mournfully. I guess you never really know someone. Perhaps it wasn't Gordon. They never fought. Inverness is not that big. Why did Gordon travel so much? That's a good question.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
And then our questions that we had previously, which is, did you know the body was moved? Anything else? And goodbye. Yeah, that's my first thought. It's like, yeah, wait, why
is he traveling? Yeah. Well, I don't know. He worked at the local clinic with our old doctor, Dr. Young, but Joanne said that some patients needed special attention. Everybody thought that Gordon would eventually take Dr. Young's place, but that's not what happened. Last I heard, they are still looking for another doctor.
Mine just went on a spiral because you said old doctor and the doctor's name was Dr. Young. I just thought that was funny. And then you said everybody, and my mind went, yeah. Like the Backstreet Boys song.
Nice. Everybody, Dr. Young is actually old. Yeah.
Old Dr. Young. It's right. Just funny.
I like it.
Anyways, I'm thinking they never fought, or where's the clinic located? Do we know that?
We do know where the clinic is.
Okay, then.
I kind of think that they never fought, and then maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Going there. It sounds...
Like, did she know anything? Not that I saw. Gordon wasn't the kind of man who used to yell much. He and Joanne only argued about small things, and for a brief period, she was always complaining that she couldn't stay in the house for long without going mad. But it was hard for her to find a job, and there wasn't much here to do in Inverness. She looks around as if memories were suddenly coming to life again. I once told her that if she had a baby, it would occupy all her time, give her something important to do. It would fulfill her. But she got defensive, said it wasn't for her. I avoided the subject, but always thought it was strange that they didn't have a baby. Perhaps she was, infertile. I didn't press further on the subject. Perhaps it was for the best. I guess she didn't know about their first kid.
That's one of the options. She wasn't infertile. Her brother told me she had been pregnant once.
I don't think that's going to help us get more information out of her.
It's true. Well, I don't know. It might make her start thinking of different or past events, conversations in a different way.
Maybe. I mean, these people are already gone, so I don't worry that much about giving their secret away to her. Like this personal information, not secret, but personal information.
Yeah, I mean, statute of limitations and all.
Yeah, we
so
can see if she has any. Yeah, we can see if she has anything else to say about it. Maybe.
Oh, strange. Well, perhaps it was for the best. Only God knows what would happen to a wee child in that situation.
A wee child.
Wee child. All right. What else are you thinking?
I kind of want to see if she, like Mr. Young, if there's anything interesting about that before we say maybe it wasn't Gordon,
So who is this Mr. Young?
Who is Mr. Young? Who is this Mr. Young? I feel like we should be doing like a British accent or something because it seems like that's where our person's supposed to be from.
A little bit, yeah, almost.
based
can
off
feel
of
it.
some things that they've said.
I can see it. I can see it.
Anyways. He's our aged doctor, and I mean aged. About 80, 90, I don't know. A heavy smoker too. Not one knows, no one knows how he's lived so long. But we all know we need someone to replace him soon. The nearest hospital is in Fort William. And since Gordon's death, he's the only doctor at the local clinic. The entire town gets treated by him. You should probably talk to this Dr. Young if you have the chance.
I think we will.
Cool.
Perhaps it wasn't Gordon.
We know
Where's
where
his
the clinic is.
Yeah. Did you...
We might want to ask first anything else you can tell me.
Yeah, sure. Anything else you can tell me? That sounds good.
Not that I can think of. Really, they seem to be such a lovely couple. Okay, well. Now that's an appropriate line to follow up with. Perhaps it wasn't Gordon. I feel like. Yeah, I don't know if I want to tell her that the body was moved.
Yeah, I think that's fair. We can take a look.
But what if she says, "Oh, that explains why," or I thought there was something weird that night when we came out and saw, you know?
Let's try the first one,
okay.
And we'll see what
her reaction is to it first. Yeah. Okay.
I really wish to believe that, but the police said it was him. No doubts about it. Now I don't know which is the worse, for the kind doctor we knew to kill his wife, or for a murderer to be on the loose in Invernock. I just wish it had never happened. Joanne would still be with us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not a bad follow-up.
Yeah. There's nothing that rubs me wrong about it, so... Okay.
Let's take a look.
Ask her. What? No. As I told the reporter, I had woken up at night after the sound of something hitting the ground. But it was dark, and I couldn't see anything through the window, so after a while, I went back to sleep. It was all so quiet. I thought I heard things. My husband didn't even hear anything, but he's always had a deep sleep. We both woke sometime later to the sound of our dog barking. That's when I saw Gordon lying on the ground, dead. I thought that they went outside after they heard the thump.
Yeah, that doesn't mesh with what we read.
But they went back to sleep, and then they woke up from their dog barking, and then they went and checked it?
Yeah, there's a bit of a discrepancy here, for sure. What reporter? Anything
What's the
unusual?
question?
No, as I told the reporter.
Oh. Yeah, what reporter? Because that's not what we read, right?
We did read it in the report, what the reporters that in the article.
No, right, but they didn't say that.
That was different than what they wrote.
Who was this reporter that wrote
what reporter?
Because that gives the person that did this more time.
Mm-hmm.
One from the newspaper who came a few days after. I have a copy of the article here if you want it. Realizing it is the same one you have in the files Alexander gave you, you declined the offer. What? Maybe we need to look at it again.
Yeah, let's just take a look right quick.
I don't remember it saying that they went. I thought it read as if they went right down after hearing a thump.
Doesn't say the name of the reporter.
I got up when I heard this noise, like something falling hard on the ground. My husband woke up as well then. We peeked outside the window, but it was still too dark. I think it was a few minutes to 3 a.m. I was quite worried, so I decided to walk out of the house, and then that's when I saw it. That is not what she just told us.
That's not what she just said. Yeah, she said, he fell, I heard a noise, or sorry, I heard a noise, it freaked me out for a bit, I went back to sleep, my husband was like a deep sleeper. Mm-hmm. After a while, the dog woke us up.
Yeah, she said her husband woke up as well. What?
Yeah, this is totally different.
Jury, as you can see here.
Sus! Alright, well.
False evidence. False witness. Whatever, something like that.
I mean, we can ask where the clinic is, I guess, but...
Why not? Yeah.
Doyle Street, number 10. Alright, that's... Thank you for your time, I guess.
You said that newspaper didn't say the reporter's name, but we know it's from the Argyllshire newspaper.
Yeah. Our AA. It was an AA. She
She
nods.
nods.
Sorry, go ahead.
You go ahead. You go ahead.
She seems more tired than you when you arrived. I hope you come to a conclusion so that we can all be at peace. You leave Jessica Sunderland's house with more questions than answers. Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
You feel a bit tired, but still up to the job. Want to go to one more place?
Yeah.
Or do something or call somebody?
I feel like we go to the clinic first. Or
Yeah,
do we have anything that we want to ask Alexander anyways? I don't think I want to talk to him yet, really.
Yeah, I think he needs a day to chill.
Yeah.
Clinic?
That's how I'm feeling.
The only other one that I'm kind of interested would be maybe the police station, but like
right.
more
I agree.
That's more to like sort of interrogate. I'd rather go to the clinic and get a good sense of everybody before
Involved.
I go to the before I go to the go to find what was it, Robertson or whatever the deputy or whatever was, the people who found the body, and say, so why did you guys conclude that this was a murder suicide?
Yeah. Didn't you guys find these things funny?
Yeah, which might be like when we're not hungover and sleep deprived thing to do. Okay, let's go to clinic. You are in front of Ivernok Practice, a modern-looking single-story building. It is the home for the only medical service in town. There's a plaque by the door which reads, Ivernok Practice, I don't know what EST means, but...
Established.
See, this is where you travel a lot and you go to these fancy places. I was like, 1991. Founded by Dr. Robert Young, medical doctor, with the support of the Highland Council. Our mission is to serve and care. General practitioners, Dr. Robert Young. Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. There's a black tape covering the second name, right below Dr. Robert Young, MD. They are still in working hours, so we can go and actually see him right now.
We can take the tape off.
I'm pretty sure we know what it's going to say, sure. So... And Ivernok Practice, enter?
Now let's just leave.
Let's just peace out. Yeah.
You enter Ivernok Practice, reaching a welcoming lobby with white walls, white chairs, white ceiling, white freaking everything. Classical music plays in the background. There are no patients inside, and the place is deserted except for a secretary, a young woman with freckles and auburn hair. Her hooked nose and old glasses are in contrast to her young face, and it makes her look like the apprentice of a witch. Hello, my name's Anne. Help you, lady? She asks in a strikingly acute voice. I'd like to talk to Dr. Young. Why is this place empty? What? What can you tell me about Dr. McLeod? Why is there tape covering Dr. McLeod's name? Have you seen anything strange? Thank you. Goodbye. Just leave.
I have a better one. Why is it so white in here?
Yeah. I feel like I'm already in a surgery room. Everything's sterile.
Right. All right.
I mean, I guess it's kind of interesting why the place is empty if it's the only doctor's office there.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
But yeah, either talk to Dr. Young, why is the place empty, or have you seen something strange? But this seems weird to open up with, have you seen something strange? Maybe ask first, why is the place empty?
Yeah, it's a good opener. Yeah, it's like, why is it so empty today?
Yeah. Oh, our patients are being directed to a clinic in Fort William for this whole week. Our schedule should get back to normal on Monday. That's interesting that that's happening this week.
Yeah. Should we try? I'd like to talk to Dr. Young.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, clearly it's not
Is
around,
he working?
But yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out. I'm sorry, but Dr. Young's not here today. Actually, he's not been here for the whole week. Took the week off. He's been overloaded with patients since what happened with Dr. McLeod. The poor doctor was sleeping on his chair constantly.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yeah,
What?
and he's old, so that's unfortunate.
That's true, yeah. What can you tell me about Dr. McLeod?
Yeah.
She eyes you curiously behind her witch glasses. Witch!
Which?
Sorry, I don't know. I don't know. He's been a good man. Always cared for his patients. You know, such a tragedy. But that's what, have to tell, I think. Are you his family?
There's no way in this small town she's not gonna know that we're not his family.
That's true. So say no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm afraid I don't have anything else to tell you about Mr. Dr. McLeod. Mm. Just ask, I guess, ask him if anything strange happening.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, no.
Go ahead.
No, I haven't seen anything strange, no.
Sleeping in his chair? Why was he sleeping? Maybe.
I guess, yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, I kind of understand, but
I guess, yeah. Oh, Dr. Young works so hard. I found him more than once sleeping in his office after reading his files or waiting for a patient. I guess it just comes up with age. We kind of already know the answer to this.
yeah, I don't really know why that would be helpful. I feel like it's just
Thank you.
insensitive.
Yeah.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You feel a bit tired, but still up to the job.
Do you think we'll run into anybody interesting if we go to the husband's retreat? What if we run into the doctor there?
Be interesting.
He's on leave. Doesn't mean that he's gone, like he's gone.
We could always ask, I mean, we can ask people at the retreat, you know,
Yeah.
and see what they know about what went
Maybe.
down.
I don't know. Or we can call our buddy, whoever our buddy is. I don't know.
Is our buddy the person that gave Alexander our name?
That's what I was wondering. That's the only person unless it's someone that they just haven't named.
We could give it a shot if you want.
Call him?
Yeah.
Sure.
Try to
see who's our buddy. Who's
why
our
not?
buddy, old pal, old friend?
Why not? Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
You call Sergeant Olivia Urquhart's private number. If there's anyone who can help you on this case, it would be her. It rings for a while before she answers. Hello, Emma. It's been a while. You're calling about Alexander's case? She asks in a friendly but pragmatic tone.
Any information you can give me? Yes. You gave him my contact, right?
I mean, either one's information? Good. Yeah. Just get to the point. Give me my information.
To the point. Give me some stuff. I don't think so. Or do you want me to?
Yeah, you go ahead.
I don't think so. I hadn't had the time to look over the case. We have had our hands full here in Glasgow. Alexander also doesn't seem to have anything going on for him other than his unfounded suspicion that the case was badly overseen by the officers in charge of it. You know how some people can get. But I can access the database here if you can point me to anything specific. You know, for old time's sake.
Nice. She's our contact.
Yeah, she's the guy. She's the guy in the chair.
Right. The guy in the chair. Okay. I mean, I feel like we just go through it now.
Yeah,
go
might
through
as well.
The questions.
Let's get. I'm actually curious if she can find anything on Joanne personally, because I don't know. She was hiding. The whole pregnancy abortion thing was like a little weird to me. So
it just seems weird how she derailed her life multiple times. Honestly.
Yeah. So let's see what she got.
What was she hiding? Her maiden name was Joanne Patterson. She's the daughter of Jane and William Patterson, both deceased. Her and her brother Alexander grew up in Invernoch, but she went to Dundee to study. She graduated in law with a 2:2 degree. She met Gordon there, and they moved back to Invernoch, perhaps to be with her family. Her mother died from cancer in 2002, and her father suffered from a heart attack in 2004. That's all I have on her. She paid her bills on time and seemed to have quite a normal life, at least on paper. I wonder if she felt like if she always felt like death was on her doorstep or something.
2 years after her mom and her dad died.
Yeah.
Well, 4 years after mom, anyway. But yeah, maybe. What about Gordon? He's from Aberdeen. Came from a working class family. Had good grades and graduated as a doctor in the same university Joanne attended to. I don't know if she died. I filled in the blank on that one for some reason.
Isn't that a Freudian slip?
Yeah, that was weird. She's just dead. It's like, the basics. He worked as a GP in Invernoch, got employed by a doctor named Jamie Young. Gordon's closest living relative is an uncle who lives now lives in Norway. He had no history of violence or criminal records. Can you tell me about Invernoch, maybe?
Pretty boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing you probably don't know already. A small town in Argyllshire. It stands at the end of a loch, surrounded by the Highlands, close to the sea, like many other towns here. The MacLeod case is, by all means, the worst crime that happened there in decades. All right. There's in decades. Anything happened in the past? Maybe it's
something funky.
Every 20 years, every century, I don't know.
Yeah. Has something unusual happened around the time of their deaths?
Funny shapes in the water?
Let me see. She takes a while to answer. Actually, yes. Do the files mention anything about a man called Matthew Wallace?
I don't recall a Matthew Wallace.
No.
I figured so. 30 years old, no living relatives, has no records. It seems he lived off his small heirloom. The only thing strange about him is that, well, he appears to have been missing. There's no official report about it, but none of his bills have been paid since February, same month the couple died. He hasn't used his credit card either. Strange, right?
Yes.
I mean, if there's nothing else literally happening in this entire town, then yes, I guess. So they're thinking just one person of interest just based off of he's disappeared. He's like what, the only missing person case in this town, I guess? Perhaps. Am I missing around the same time? I guess it makes sense.
So yeah.
I'll look into it. Yes, or I'll look into it. One of those.
I think yes, it is kind of odd, personally. I don't believe in coincidence.
Yeah. No.
She takes a moment to talk again, probably looking into something. Yeah, that seems to be all. Thanks, Olivia. Thank you. I hope we can meet soon. See ya.
I don't want to meet her.
Thanks for letting me use you, Olivia. Click. Yeah, so just say thanks, Olivia, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Yes. You're just gonna say see ya?
Bye, Olivia. No, I'm gonna say
ciao.
Thanks.
Click.
I appreciate it, Olivia. Goodbye.
Good luck, Emma. She hangs up. You feel a bit tired, but still up to the job. What do we think?
Man, we got some energy.
We got some energy for sure, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe now do we go to the pub?
Let's go to the pub.
You want to go to the police station?
Oh. I kind of want to do the police station on a good night's sleep kind of thing.
Yeah,
I
don't feel like we're ready to go there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's the last, but let's go ahead and have a whiskey before we go back.
Whiskey.
Whiskey. Wet whiskey. Anyway, go ahead.
As you step into the husband's retreat, you enter a mostly different ambient from that which you had been in last night. The music is playing calmly, and only a few customers eat their lunches while chatting or watching the pub TV. Glass pints on their tables, they keep themselves quiet, and only two men sitting at the same table seem to have acknowledged your presence. You don't know any of them. So we're there during lunchtime?
I guess, yeah.
I feel like we greet the bartender or talk to them. I don't know if there's a difference. I feel like you greet them before you talk to them, but I've...
Generally, you would greet somebody before talking to them, so yeah. I'm fine with that.
I don't know if... I feel like I'm also like, does greet mean we just throw a hi at them and that's it?
Yeah.
We can greet them.
Whatever, we'll find out. He nods to you, but doesn't seem to remember you. He does remember. If he does remember, he doesn't seem to care.
And now I got a choice of drinks or nothing.
Can I get anything? He asks. Pint of Tennant's, pint of Blue Moon, pint of Murphy's, a pint of Strongbow, vodka and lime.
I don't think you drink vodka and lime in this pub.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, do we need to drink?
We don't need to
fit in with to fit in with like the people, the crowd.
It's a good question.
Because walking around a pub without a drink does not invite conversation. They're gonna be like, "What the hell? You're already an outsider. You're already a foreigner."
If you're buying something, then the bartender might be more prone to talking as well.
And that too, the bartender, yeah.
Well, what do you want? I say we go for something mid range, $6.
Well, let's try the Murphy's. That's what's Alexander was having the other night.
Yeah,
last night.
You go. Fair enough. He serves you a black stout in a glass. The bartender doesn't seem busy today. Perhaps he can tip you off about a thing or two. How was the Celtic and Rangers match yesterday? I would never personally ask something like that, but...
The who and the what?
What can you tell me about that rock you buddies mentioned yesterday? Rock.
The rock?
I don't quite remember that.
Who was mentioning a rock?
I don't know if I caught that or not, personally, but I don't think it was there.
Do we need a buddy up first?
Maybe. Can you help me with the case? What about this one? Let's see what the rock is about, just because we did kind of seem to miss it, so... Let's try it. Oh, Rahannan's Rock. Rahannan's Rock. Just some old stein. Mints for the tourists to see. Makes for the tourists to see, I don't know. We've abide accustomed to attend mints. God, it's hard to say. Say we don't push gangs out. So we don't pure gang there. I don't know what it's saying, to be honest.
We forbid.
Oh, we forbid.
I don't know if it's bide or bid. I think it's bid.
We forbid.
We're accustomed to. Am I missing a word there after to? Hat. Can. Mince. What the hell?
When your Scottish is so thick you can't even write it.
Right. Say we don't pure gang star. I literally have no clue what that last part is saying at all.
I think it's we forbid our something pure, so we don't pure gang star.
You're accustomed to mints, which they were talking about the touristy stuff, I guess.
Yeah. Well, all right.
All right.
Let's say why not. So it sounds like why not? Why not?
We don't do this thing. Why don't you do whatever?
Yeah, why don't you do this thing? Yeah. Don't know. No point in denying it. Once you saw it. Once you saw it, and that's it. Okay, so we don't really go...
Okay.
So it's a touristy thing, basically. Can you tell me how to get there?
Yeah, tell us.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Hit the Earl Street and keep going following the northern coast. The lock. You cannot miss it. Thanks. Good God.
Did we try and ask him for help with the case? He's kind of a random. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah.
Look around the pub?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's good.
You look around the pub again. There must be no more than 8 people here. There's a wide variety of wall decoration. Among posters, the head of stuffed animals and pictures. An old jukebox stands next to the bathroom door. The two men on the nearest table avoid making eye contact with you. Alrighty.
Oh, really?
Why are they avoiding us?
Oh, really? You want to check? Maybe taking a look at the pictures wouldn't be bad. See if the McLeods are there. You'd think they would have come to the pub at one point in time, right? I'm curious. There isn't anything written on them, but you can see many pictures of the townsfolk. In one of them, you recognize what seems to be Gordon MacLeod with a couple of mostly older men, with the loch and the hills behind them. Many are wearing hats and grabbing fishing poles.
Okay, so they were going fishing in the loch.
In the loch.
Loch.
Talk to the bartender, ask for
Let's
pints.
go talk, but let's go sit near those people, I feel like.
I like it. Let's go be nosy.
Hey there! They both look at you. Can we help you, miss? One of them asks, giving you a polite smile.
Actually, yes. I'm looking for some information.
That's the only way we can say it? Ugh. Okay. It's our only option.
It's our only option. About what exactly? About the murder of Joanne and Gordon MacLeod. Wow. Apparently that's...
Like we're suddenly interrogating them.
Yep. All right. It's the only option. You mean the murder of Joanne by her crazy husband, right? He killed himself afterward, the coward. If he didn't, we would have gone to hell and high water to find him. We don't accept those things here in Invernock. The other compliments? Oh, compliments, what he just said. Okay,
Like,
fair enough.
yeah.
That's fair.
That is weird, though.
Yes, exactly. I have reasons to believe otherwise. There wasn't anything strange about them. I see, thanks. Do you know a man named Matthew Wallace? Do you lads know anyone named Melissa? The location of Highlands Rock.
I feel like the questions I'm interested in saying are, there wasn't anything strange about them, and do you know Matthew or Melissa?
I agree.
We already asked where the rock was, right?
Yeah. We don't need to necessarily tip them off that think we're thinking otherwise, because who knows?
They're going to be mad about that, probably. They're going to be like, You don't think that bad guy was a murderer? He murdered his wife.
That's right. And we don't want to get our pretty face punched in or anything, so I'm just kidding.
They better not.
That's right.
Most folks like to say that yes. Oh, wait. This is dialogue.
Yeah, it's fine.
Most folks like to say that yes, they knew all along, or that they always had a hunch about Gordon, but I'm going to be straight with you. We didn't have a bloody clue. Consulted myself with him once, seemed like a nice guy, gave me tips on his friend pokes him with the tip of his elbow under the table, but you recognize the movement from the rest of the body. The man seems to understand something, and then continues to talk. My skin problem. But I'm all fixed now, I'm cured. What more can you tell me about Gordon? And your skin problem.
Skin problem. Sounds like an unfortunate disease of the lower extremities is what I'm guessing. They go through some boring, irrelevant stuff, pretending to know more than they do, all the while trying to flirt with you. Sometime later, it seems clear they won't be of any help in the investigation.
Aww. Boys.
Lame.
Alrighty.
What are you thinking? Finish up?
That's a night then. Yeah.
Sounds good.
We already had a pint, already talked to the bartender.
You
feel tired. Sorry.
You exit the pub. Yep, sorry. You feel tired, having done much for the day, and decide to go back to your hotel room. Yeah. You go ahead.
After having bought yourself some food and drinks, you walk your way back to Atlantic Street, where lies Angus Hotel. The morning daylight has succumbed to a cloudy gray sky, and it started to rain a few hours back. The cold summer rain still pours over Invernock. The surrounding highlands are covered in mist, and as you eye the great Shenlock, the unique landscape is stormed with a multitude of rain droplets. Shopping bags in hand and shivering from the cold, you stop at the front of Angus Hotel, where a green Skoda Octavia is parked. UK plate. There's no one inside, and a jazzy background music comes from the hotel lobby. Do 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 do. Inspect the car, walk around the hotel, or enter the hotel.
Snoopy Snoop? Or...
Snoopy Snoop. What's a UK person other than us doing here?
I agree. What are you thinking?
Yeah, let's look. I want to look at the car.
Snoopy Snoop. I agree.
If someone walks up to us, I'm going to be like, oh, I just thought it was a cool car. I don't know. Right. I don't know what the car looks like.
In my mind, it's just what, like, I'm kind of being a bit more Sherlock Holmesian in my mind, where, like, Holmes would probably look at virtually everything and deduce a whole bunch of stuff about the person they're probably going to meet inside based on their car. So that's kind of why I'm, like, being like that.
Yeah, the only reason I'm not, like, just being nosy about everything is because I'm like, at some point it's gonna come to bite us.
Probably. That's quite true. It's like,
that's the only reason I'm hesitating about things.
That's right.
You can go ahead.
Shuddering from the never-ending rain, you look at your surroundings to see if there's no one watching you. There's not a single person walking on this wet, rain-soaked street. You peek through the car's windows, and only a few items are scattered inside the car. A purse, a folded newspaper, and a gray suit on the back seat. You start to wonder if these are items which should be there. Investigate further the car, drop it and enter the hotel, leave it and walk around the hotel surroundings.
Are we able to look at our, like, see how we're feeling in our stats? I wonder, because last time we saw was, okay, so we still feel like someone's watching us.
Yeah, so this might just be like a sanity-based thing where it's like, broader kind of like...
Okay.
So it might not be... I'm not sure. I'm not too sure, but it's based on your sanity level, essentially. It doesn't necessarily mean that somebody actually is watching you, is my suspicion, but I don't know.
Alrighty. I'm kind of surprised it didn't change at all, though, since we were last looking at the house. It was a while since we last checked it.
Yeah, it's probably going to be more affected by, like, ghostly or haunted effects kind of thing. So
yeah, I understand now.
Yeah, because it is kind of going to have that dynamic eventually. So, but yeah.
Okay. I don't know if looking further in the car, like, we looked at the inside. Where else are we gonna look that's not gonna be, like, really invasive?
My suspicion is that we'll just kind of ponder more on the purse, the newspaper, or the suit. So
okay,
but
we can try that.
Yeah, we can try it out.
Well, this is possibly the other person that's staying here at this hotel that wasn't supposed to.
Good point. It's a good point. Maybe they just have a room on layaway.
Yeah. I wonder how many rooms they have even in total. How big is this hotel? You spend several minutes walking around the car, analyzing its smallest details. You take out your notepad and write down the number plate.
I like it.
You know that the car has a visible scratch on its right lateral side, and there's an almost empty ashtray between the two front seats. Supporting yourself on the car window, you make that there is, inside the ashtray, a cigarette butt containing a pinkish color of a lipstick. A couple, most likely, you realize, because the purse and the suit and the lipstick and everything together. Thinking that no information is useless, you lay down to look for clues underneath the car, but nothing is out of the ordinary. Then you stop to think that, oh yeah, lady, but you're, all right. Lady Toad, the hotel manager, looks at you through the open entrance door, which was initially closed. Through her glasses, it's clear that she eyes you with a mixture of disbelief and fear. Why are you can... That's not your car. God. Okay. I thought I saw a baby locked in there. It was a really stupid answer.
It is a pretty stupid answer. I would have said, like, I dropped my keys.
Yeah. Oh, I thought I saw it leaking underneath.
Right.
And wanted to notify the owner.
I thought there's an oil spill or something. I mean, I guess I am inspecting it is still probably the best choice.
Yeah.
I'm inspecting it for oil leaks. that I thought were there. That's what I'm pretending I'm going to say.
I'm a mechanic.
That's right. All right, we'll check it out. She seems to find your behavior quite suspicious. But why? Just part of my investigation. I have my reasons.
If she becomes suspicious of us, is that going to be an issue? Because she's kind of has access to our room and stuff.
It could be.
I don't know.
I think, but either of those are terrible. But
I know. I think we're here to carjack? Like, what do you mean, lady?
I think the first one is probably the best, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Let's try it out, I guess. See what happens. Well, you should get out of the rain. I'm going to assume is what she's saying. I'm going to kind of fill in the blanks to some degree.
That's not a bad idea.
She says, her tone implies you don't really have a choice. Walk inside the hotel.
Alrighty, ma'am. I'm
sorry.
Fine,
Mom.
You enter the Angus Hotel while Mrs. Cumberland follows you with her eyes. You leave the lobby and enter the corridor where the rooms 1 and 2 are located. Through the windows, with meandering raindrops, you visualize the blackness of the night consuming the dimming day. At the end of the corridor, you see the stairs which leads to rooms 3 and 4.
We kind of already inspected room 1.
Yeah, but now someone's here. What if they checked in?
That's true. It's up to you.
I don't want to look at it again. Well, are we out? We're out of her view now? Yeah, we're in a corridor. Oh no. What if she sees us and then she's like, "What are you doing?"
It's true.
Maybe we go upstairs first. See if there's any. Yeah, see if there's any sign of people in the upstairs rooms.
Okay, sure. Take a look. You go upstairs to the last floor of the Angus Hotel on the hall. So it sounds like she has 4 rooms altogether. On the hallway, there are the doors to room 3 and 4. And at the end of it, there is a window.
Okay.
What you think?
I kind of want to look through the window first.
Me too. That's what I was leaning toward. You can see the Shunlock. Oh yeah, go ahead.
You can see the Shunlock as the rain falls into it. A still picture framed by the surrounding Highlands. It's beautiful scenery, if somewhat creepy. All right. Now we check out the rooms, maybe.
4?
To see what happens. Yeah.
I want to do 4 first.
Well, I know because I feel like we went to the end of the hall and then the room 4 is here.
That's kind of how I was thinking too. Unless they're like one on one side, one on the other kind of thing. But still, in my mind, descending order sounds good. Oh. There seems to be 2 people inside room 4, as you hear the voices of a man and a woman. And then he said, I wouldn't find the place. Can you believe it?
You should not worry about those things. He's just a simpleton.
It's easy for you to say. You don't have to deal with that kind of people every day. I thought we went on a vacation to escape that.
Come on, forget about this. Let's just ask Mrs. Cumberland if she can tell us where it is.
The voices start to get louder as if they're coming closer. You decide to leave, and as you start going through the stairs, you hear the door opening. Run!
I used a different accent because they had a UK thing. UK license.
That's fair. That's fair. You find it sounds like they're actually on vacation too. So
yeah.
You finally enter your room, which is exactly as you left it. You drop your shopping bags on the table and head to a hot, soothing shower. With the shivering cold giving place to a comfortable warmth, you sigh and think about what you should do next.
Drink whiskey. I don't know if we have a reason to look through the window, unless we still feel like someone's watching us. What if someone's outside the window?
I'm paranoid enough to do it, but it's up to
you. We can look through the window real quick. We can just
why not?
We just want to look at the landscape. The window is a portrait to a rainy, gloomy Inverness. You hear the wind spanking the houses and whistling through the streets. The dying day finally embracing the night. There's something uncanny about the night in this town, you realize. Amidst the rain, the black kirks, gargoyles, seem to eye you with the leer of demons, even if you can't make their specific features from a distance. Stretching farther from the town, the Shanlock seems disturbed by the rain, and the quiet town is a graveyard of hidden people. The coziness of your room is not enough to make you feel safe. Cool.
Interesting. Drink of whiskey.
You said we don't need to be hungover tomorrow, so I
That's
feel like
right. That's right. We'll abstain for the day.
unless
You're
it's supposed to help with our sanity.
or our sleep, but yeah.
Well, let's look at the case files.
Yeah, might as well.
There doesn't seem to be. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
There doesn't seem to be much to work on. You go around the facts and assumptions you have, attempting to solidify a deduction. Gordon supposedly
McLeod,
killed his wife, but there are inconsistencies in the reports. A wound like the ones Joanne received must have resulted in a messy and bloody scene. There wasn't blood spatter on Gordon's clothes. Besides, according to the depiction of the crime scene diagram, his body was moved after the fall. The gears inside your head turn and turn.
I am slowly going crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which crazy am I going slowly? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch. The lock on McLeod's front door seemed to be jammed. Perhaps someone had forced the key to gain entry. There were tiny erratic scratches around the keyhole. In the McLeod's house, there was a note that mentioned someone called Melissa and meeting her at a specific date and time at a place called Rhiannon's Rock. There is a place called Rhiannon's Rock by the Shanlock, the northern part of town. Apparently it has to do with an ancient Gaelic tribes and their mythology. There was a man named Matthew Wallace who lived in Invernock and is missing since the time of the murder case. Coincidence happened, but this is too small of a town for this not to be related somehow.
I just realized we didn't get to ask the bartender.
Yeah, they kind of tossed us.
I wonder if if we would have had the options if we said, talk to him again.
Yeah.
Talk to her again.
Maybe. I assume it's a dude. It's a bald dude. Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The dots seem to connect. The handwritten note found at McLeod's house refers to the. How do you say that word again?
I call it Rhiannon. Well, I think Rihanna. I think Rihanna is the same base name.
Oh, okay.
Right. So
Rhiannon's
Rhiannon.
Rock is a good lead to follow, probably. As you realize this, you take a long look at the sleeping town through the window, with the immense lock at its end. The rain is slowly ceasing though the windows still haunt the streets. Oh, we're not going there now.
No, it's a terrible
Middle
idea.
of the night?
That's a terrible idea. I would totally do it if I was doing this by myself, but no, I'm just kidding. I like to push the envelope. Me and Gaming with Grace played one of these together, called The Heart of the House, and I really want to play it again because we chose to do some things that were probably pushing the envelope, or a few things that kind of went a little awry, and it ended up being like a really unfortunate end, but we had the story is really good, so I'm probably being a little bit more cautious technically in some of my suggestions on this one, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm trying to play it smart. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's fair. But yeah. So leave it for tomorrow?
Yeah.
All right.
Which, if we're going to sleep, that's a good stopping point, I guess.
Yeah.
You try, but you can't manage to sleep. It seems that, for some reason, you must go to the Shamlock and locate this rock. Something compels you. All right.
Interesting.
No stopping us.
I guess so. It's our sanity is getting to us, maybe. Who knows? Yeah. As a vanishing drizzle still dampens your hair and clothes, you meander through the quiet streets of Invernock. The houses are innocently sleeping. No lights seem to come from any of the residences. Before long, you find yourself between the husband's retreat and the Black Kirk. The stone gargoyles eerily loom over you. As you head to Earl Street, however, you hear an acute noise coming from the back of the Black Kirk, a metallic screeching sound.
Is it the name of the church?
That's
Right.
that's the name of the church, yeah, or the nickname
Okay.
of the church, I think.
Yeah.
Continue your way to the Seanlock. Look at your surroundings. Walk back and investigate the noise. Grab your folding knife and walk out of the street and quietly investigate the noise.
Oh, hell yeah. I grab my folding knife and walk. And then investigate the noise.
We must investigate dangerously.
This
do
is a
that.
pen.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
You move slowly in the darkness, guiding your hands on the damp walls of the kirk until you walk around the corner. You hear something not far from your position.
Turn on your flashlight and point at it. Keep still.
What do you think?
Defensively, a flashlight's a good idea. Because it's hard to see any distinguishing figures behind
I just
flashlight.
don't want it to see us before we see it.
True.
Or them, whoever. Whatever it is.
And it could be like a dog or something. I don't know.
It could be. Let's light it up.
Light it up. All right.
Light it up.
Light it up, up.
Light it up.
You see a pair of glowing eyes on the floor looking at your direction and quickly moving away. It was a cat. It leaves behind an open can of meat.
Yeah. Why would we inspect the can?
I don't think we care. Right?
No, I don't think so.
I'd leave.
Okay. The everlasting rain has completely stopped by the time you reach Rhiannon's Rock. Sitting at the edge of the Seanlock, there is a curious stone which seems to have been meticulously handcrafted. Given the surprising resemblance to an actual bird, the black waters are calmer and the grass under your feet is still soaked. No noises are coming from your surroundings, and you expect to be alone. You wonder whether it would be a good idea to turn on your mobile's torch. The faint light of the full moon has guided you until now, but it can only do this much. I don't want to make us a beacon.
I'm fine with whatever. So keep it off.
No, I feel like we need it at the same time to look around.
If we're gonna figure something out.
Yeah, let's turn it on. We're in a public place. We're allowed to be here.
Yeah. Keep it on. You turn on your mobile's torch, and the darkness in front of you vanishes in a precise beam of light. You are now able to see things in detail. What do? Inspect the Seanlock's waters, inspect Rhiannon's Rock, search for an oak, investigate your surroundings.
I feel like we look at the rock first and then look for the oak.
Sure. Makes sense.
The oak near the rock is where the thing's buried, right?
That's right. I'm pretty sure.
Whatever it is.
It is a 3 foot, perhaps tall stone that perhaps was put there a long time ago, but now is firmly stuck in the ground and covered in moss. Inspect the beak, the feathers, the wings, leave it alone, look at it as a whole. Look at it as a whole, maybe?
I guess, yeah.
Very, very specific choices.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what to make of it yet. You look at what must be a deformed large bird, but something tells you that it isn't a bird at all.
Check the beak.
Take a look.
The resemblance to a bird is clear until it suddenly isn't anymore. The beak is curved and would not belong to many species, but you can't think of a proper one. Its shape is too peculiar. Its end is dull, not pointy, and while the carvings probably have been altered by time and climate, couldn't have changed that much. There is also a few round reliefs that resemble small teeth at the end of it, inside the beak. What are those? Little teethers? That's strange.
Maybe teeth, some birds have it.
Yeah, or small stalactites and stalagmites that, because of time.
That's a little weird.
Yeah.
What
Maybe
do you think?
teeth.
Maybe teeth, that is strange.
Yeah, which is strange, yeah.
Yeah. Inspect the
What about
feathers.
the wings?
The wings? Okay.
Are they even wings at all?
Yeah. At first, they might look like wings, but you soon notice that you are most likely wrong. These wings resemble long, flattened arms with wide, unnatural webbing between them what might be claws. This creature, if it ever existed outside of the minds of the ones responsible for it, certainly never flew. See the feathers?
Yeah. Look at the feathers now.
They are small. Too small. These things that at first you thought to be feathers have indeed been carved by the ones who created the statue, for it would be impossible for it to appear naturally on its surface. But their pattern is not what you might expect in a bird. They are circular, with a uniform and somewhat smooth texture. They resemble scales.
That's what I thought.
The Gaelic probably didn't know.
It's just poor craftsmanship.
The Gaelic probably didn't know their birds that well. Wow.
Yeah, they don't have birds there.
Yeah, clearly the people in the past, they're all dumb. No smart people in the past at all. Clearly, it's like you had to become like, it was only in the 1900s that people started to get smarter.
Yeah, and they commissioned the bird statue specifically from someone that's never seen a bird.
It was probably intentional, some ancient representation of their strange gods.
That's closer to what I'm thinking, but I mean, we might just say I don't know yet. Like,
yeah, I'm okay with either of those.
With let's not come to weird conclusions for no reason.
Yeah, we don't have enough information to deduce anything yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know yet. That sounds good. Look at it as a whole now.
This isn't a bird. Perhaps. Sorry, I'm reading it.
As you look at it, taking into consideration your close inspection, a realizing comes to your mind. This isn't a bird. Perhaps it never was.
Not a bird.
No.
We just literally look at every part of it and we're like, that's definitely not a bird. That's not a bird either.
It's true.
Like,
okay.
I wish I had a picture of what this looked like, so I could be like, if you look at it funny in the somewhat dark, could you think it was a bird, or
maybe
are we just
it was
nuts?
like one of those like 3D images or something, and if you like look at it a weird way, you suddenly shift. So I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt or something. But no, it's like
rocks seems. Sorry, what? It's like what?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't. Anyways, Rhiannon's rock seems to represent some anthropomorphic creature that has many aspects of a fish, while also having some resemblance to a human figure, at least in its posture. It makes sense though. This place where you're at is just by the loch, where probably many fishes live. What do you do? Guess go to the oak. Or investigate its surroundings.
Sure, could do that too. It's up to you.
Yeah, just look around our surroundings real quick.
Let's do it. You point your flashlight to your surroundings, examining it, but you feel less safe than before, as if you were calling unwanted attention to yourself. But who would be watching? You are amidst an open field of grass between the lake and the Highlands. There might be some houses over there on the high grounds, but you can't see any light coming from them. Then, suddenly, you see something.
It was just a tree. For a moment, you thought it was moving. For now, the curious Rhiannon's rock is the most evident sight here. Sitting on the edge of the lake is like waiting for something. A ritual to be made, a sacrifice to be offered, a promise to be fulfilled. As you watch it, you feel like you're being watched by many eyes, as if they are much like stone just waiting for you to make a mistake. Take a deep breath. Let it out.
That's nonsense. You decide to get this over with. You can go back to the hotel and have a drink. Oh, after. Okay. What do you do? Okay, let's look at the oak.
Let's look at the oak.
Oak.
On top of old oak.
Soon you find an aged oak. Writhed? Withered, maybe? Brown leaves erupting from skeletal branches. Yeah. Lying just a few yards away from Rhiannon's rock. The oak stands alone on the vastness of the grassy ground. The nearest trees must be 100 years old. 100 yards away. Sorry, I just again
filled in.
I fill in blanks really badly sometimes. Recalling the handwritten note, you search for any trace of digging, and you find it easily. It is a lump of earth protruding from the ground just behind the oak. Inspect the digging site. Or
I feel like, yeah, inspect the site first.
maybe it's trapped.
It's booby trap.
It appears to have
cool.
been recently dug. Okay.
Wow. New information there.
Do you want to dig it up?
Yeah, dig it up. Dig it out. Dig it out. You dig the site with your hands and find a soaked, crumbled piece of dirty paper. What? It is the only thing that you have unearthed. It is a dirty handwritten note. Mayberry Walk 4. Pocket the note.
Having stored the piece of paper in your pocket, you think whether you should investigate more or return to the hotel.
I feel like we should look more, a little bit more.
Continue to search.
Oh, okay.
You keep searching your surroundings for several minutes. Your uneasiness grows as you spend more time trying to uncover more clues. The slight whistling and the cracking stones may be attributed to the wind or some animal. You repeat to yourself. As you struggle to remain calm amidst the disorienting darkness, you find nothing else of interest around the oak or around the Highlands rock. Walk back to Angus Hotel.
You make your way back to the Angus Hotel. The quiet, whispering streets are devoid of any inhabitants as you attentively walk. You enter the hotel and make your way to your room, too concentrated on your findings. There's not any disturbance, and whoever's staying in the room above yours is now asleep. You lay on your bed, staring at the ceiling. Too much for an innocent rural town. What should you do now? Sleep and get some rest? I need a drink. Use the internet to find possible leads. I wonder if we really find anything on the internet, but I guess it doesn't hurt.
Try it out.
Yeah.
Alright. Holy God. Okay.
Ooh, buddy.
You turn on your laptop and start searching for possible leads. It took you some effort to connect, but you're using the internet. It's slow, but it can get you all kinds of information. Rhiannon's Rock,
I want to know about
Gordon,
the two people.
Matthew Wallace.
Yeah, Matthew Wallace for sure.
And Melissa.
Yeah.
Alright, let's try it out. There's nothing about this person on the internet. Lame! Melissa?
Find out who.
Nobody. Lame.
The officer Callum Douglas?
Sure.
One of the people who was on the case.
The only result goes back to some of the reports you got in the files Alexander gave you. Prints from newspaper publications about the McLeod's case. Interesting.
Okay. Fisherman Association that Gordon was part of.
Oh, good call. They have a simple
page
yeah,
that doesn't contain much information. A few pictures of their members by the Sean Lock, usually holding fish and fishing poles. All right.
Probably do Rhiannon's Rock a little bit.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to have been there doesn't seem to have many mentions about it on the internet, strangely. Most links lead to personal blogs where people talk about having visited it. Many are old and outdated, with links to pictures long broken.
Alrighty.
Oh.
Do we just, for this hell of it, look up Joanne and Gordon?
Well, we got this extra piece here.
You end up on an archaeology fan page that mentions the possibility of the Highlands rock being a different interpretation of the goddess of fertility through the eyes of the local ancient people who lived in Invernoch in Gaelic times. It suggests that they associated the divinity with water and sea creatures simply because they were surrounded by it. Living across the loch with only the highlands separating them from the sea. Regardless, you eventually acquire its location. Alright.
Interesting.
We already found the...
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. We already got that.
Alrighty.
Is there anybody else or anything worth? We could try and look up Invernock and see if there's anything.
Yeah, see if there's anything that we don't know about, but I feel like
Sketchy.
hopefully Olivia would have told us.
Right. Most of what you find about the town are some cheap and vague descriptions of its attractions, like the Angus Hotel and the St. Mary's Church. You also find some vague news about a company called Allynx Foundation, considering investments in the town and the possibility of opening a private college there.
All right.
Anybody here that seems...
I feel like we should look at Joanne and Gorgon.
Gorgonzolas.
Yeah.
You don't get any information about her that you can't find in the files of her brother. Alexander gave to you. She graduated from law in the University of Dundee. Okay.
All right.
You don't get any
Maybe
information
we need to look
about
at
him.
Jessica.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Can't find her on the internet. No internets. Might as well go through them all, I suppose.
I'm done. Okay, yeah.
Alexander Patterson. He has a poorly maintained personal blog. He writes reviews of films and albums, mostly trippy shit. The last post is from a few months ago, where he vaguely mentions something bad happening and saying that he won't post at least for a little while. There are no comments. Comments something?
Comments something.
That's a little creepy.
Why would we do that?
That's a little creepy.
That's pretty funny.
Right?
We're just trolling on the internet now.
The Husband's Retreat.
The good old pub.
Yeah.
The pub doesn't seem to have a webpage. All you can find is a review from the blog of a girl named Amelia Munn. My friend Kevin took me there. The worst place I've ever been to. A bunch of creepy old men with no respect for its customers. If I ever get the money, I'll buy the place so that I can bury it myself.
Wow.
Funny. Hey, she had a bad time.
All right, let's stalk our crush. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, her
Most of the mentions of her name are interviews she gave about cases or honors she received. There are many articles about the pedophile circle case in which you helped her. Thanks to the browser. All right. Sleep and get some rest.
I guess so. Watch her be like, I can't sleep right now.
You literally can't sleep.
Oh, wait. No. I think this is the next day.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So that's a good place.
that sounds like a good place to stop then. But sweet.
So much information.
There is a lot of information. I mean, it's kind of like a detective novel type of thing. So.
Yeah, it's really fun to, think through though.
Neat.
I've really, really enjoyed it so far.
Cool. Yeah, me too. I like this type of. I like the games. There's a lot. So if anybody is interested, I mean, I'm not. They're not like. I'm not paid by them or anything like that. But it is a really fun time to do choiceofgames.com. If you ever do like the choose your own adventure type of games, there's lots there. So definitely take a look.